But if you look at the window sticker, there's tons of paperwork with this car. The trunk's full. He kept everything. Here's a window sticker. Now this is a copy of the real thing that's in the trunk. But what do you see missing?
Oh, you're not going to get me on that. I don't know.
Then
That's
another
cool.
fun factor, if you look at the front of the rear wheel, you'll see 2 holes. Look right inside, right in front of the exhaust, and
I see them.
They'd have birdshot in that. And let's say David Pearson was a little too close on him, or some of that birdshot get they started having a little overheat issue.
Up in here.
They did
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh! And I've got all the documentation. I got Harry Hyde's actual satchel from all the cheating stuff that they did. It's up there in the front. But yeah, you can see here where you can.
And I'm sure the other teams were cheating too.
They
Is
all
that what that big nut
You
is?
can ratchet it up and down.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That is wild.
This is a Vanishing Point car.
So these are Ted Stevens?
Yep, Ted
cars?
Stevens,
Okay.
Stevens Performance. But this is his Vanishing Point, and there is the real movie car right there.
Whoa!
So
I did not know that that was here.
yeah, it's been here a long
Very cool.
time.
So when people come on and do either sell us a car or do a video, you know, we appreciate the involvement. The wealth of knowledge that you shared with our viewers was
That's fun.
very, very difficult to find a guy that knows as much as you do about this stuff. So anyway, brought you some shirts and a hat. We couldn't travel with everything, so I'm going to send a care package with 3 jackets, one for each one of you, since you guys all participated. This was $2.99 and this was $3.99. I don't think it's that different in California. No. It's like 30 cents, 40 cents. Yeah. It's $1.
Missed them.
So that's the part we took to the barn find. So a couple hours. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, brother. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Troy's got to get his coffee.
What's up, guys?
How's it going? Pretty good, guys.
What a place you got here. We haven't even seen anything yet.
Anyway, good to see y'all.
Good to see you.
I hope your windshield
I'm Bailey.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, absolutely. Nice to meet you, my friend.
I'm Bailey.
Nice to meet you.
Great suit.
We've heard about this place
you?
forever. We've never been. Drove by a few times, didn't realize it was here. So
Well, we are kind of out here in the middle of nowhere.
we enjoyed the drive.
Oh, it's pretty out
Oh yeah, didn't start raining until literally like what, 5 miles?
Yeah, 5 miles from here or so.
Beautiful ride down.
there. I saw
So
the car. That
you
car's
know
been
the
here
car.
before, I know
Yeah, he's a what is he lifetime member.
that.
Yeah.
Doug,
Yeah, Doug. Yeah, he went to Kissimmee, I think, Meekum with you a couple of years ago, and he had mentioned it when we were leaving. He's like, I saw you guys there. But thanks for having us out, because
We're
we
glad to
appreciate
have you
that.
here. And,
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while.
I know, we've just been missing and you hadn't got by here, but finally the day is here.
Yep, absolutely. And what a place, man! Just walking through the door, you could see what an amazing place it is.
You're going to see 90% Mopar in here. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Now, for years and years, I didn't really care for Chevrolets or Fords. I didn't. And like you said, you didn't care about Mopars.
Right,
Well, I just didn't
right.
care about them. Well, times have changed. I like them. If I find a good looking LS6 or a Boss
Yep.
9 or something,
Yep.
I'm all over those just as much as I am these, especially for survivors.
Yes,
That's what
American
I'm
cars are American
They
cars
are.
to me.
And
So.
you're going to see out here that I do have one big horse car of every manufacturer. And we'll walk through those in a little bit. But it is a muscle car museum. Even though I'm a Mopar guy,
Right.
it's great to see what we were running against on the streets out there.
I agree. I agree with that.
Makes it fun. Well, some of the most fun things in here is just, memorabilia and stuff. It's in the shelves. You look at these Hemi cutaways, I guess that's kind of the ultimate memorabilia piece if you can find one of these things. Because they didn't make but a handful of them. they all run, all the parts move. In fact, we might come back in a little bit and plug up one, and, and
That'd be
you can
awesome.
see
Oh,
it
that's
moving.
We'd love to.
And what's fun about these things is Chrysler donated these things to trade schools at the end of the day. And I found these two in trade schools. And one in Tupelo, Mississippi, and one in Metairie, Louisiana, the 6-pack car, or motor. And so to me, this one I restored. This one over here is absolutely untouched. That is the way Chrysler, it's even got the tag where they donated it. So that, I found that one just a few years ago, and don't mind saying I got lucky and 20 grand on that one.
That is lucky.
Because they were just a donation to the school, and that's what
Yeah.
they asked for, and I said, okay.
There you go.
So me and Alton, who is my curator here, we went over to get it, but we thought we were just going to roll it out, put it in the trailer, bring it to the museum. No, that didn't happen. It was put in the room 40-something, 50-something years ago. The door had been closed up. It wouldn't come out the door. So we had to take the thing apart. No, it took a long day, but here it is. And I've had another one too through the years. So, but these things are a lot of fun to see. They traveled around to Detroit and all the big shows back in the day.
Did they come on these?
Yeah.
Wow,
that's cool.
okay, because I thought maybe you married it to
No,
it.
no.
But that's the way
on
they
these.
came.
They could roll them around at the show. They had big old crates they put them in, and they would just close up the crate, ship it to the next show.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
As far as I know, there could be. You never say no in this world. I think that's the only 446-pack engine done. And just recently, I found this. This was a 1971, a little, I don't know, a little brochure kind of thing. Well, guess what? There
it
engine
is.
right there. So I didn't even know it, and I just stumbled in. I said, "I'll be dang." There's the engine right there.
Very cool.
So, well, let's go talk about some cars.
All right, let's
That's what
do
you're
it.
here for. And
So tell them about this one, because we picked up a car that kind of had a little bit to do with this one.
Yeah, this one here, I think most everybody knows, has heard of Steve Giuliano through the day. And Steve owned this car for a lot of years. Yeah, this car here has got pretty good history. I think I'm the 4th owner of the car, and it's always been taken care of all of its life. In fact, the original owner was a mechanic at the dealership when this car came in. He wouldn't let anybody even come off the trailer with it. Car has never been driven in the rain. It's always been meticulously kept. It's a 10,000-mile car, and it's untouched in every way. The only thing non-original in this car right now is the fan belt.
Wow.
Even the original battery is still in the trunk of the thing. Original tires, original mufflers, and how many purple paints have you seen not fade?
Exactly.
This was the worst color for
Oh,
that.
for
you
that,
know?
yeah,
Yeah, they
absolutely.
repainted them with before, like the one that we're talking about, the Roadrunner. We think it was painted before it was released, after it was
Probably could have been,
an exec car or
yeah.
something, because the guy that bought it in 1972 and his kids, they like, it's never been painted, and we show up and we're seeing, you know,
Well, it had
evidence
been,
of it.
but
yeah.
gosh, it was done so long ago, it looks factory now.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I saw the car. up
Unless
there.
you put the measuring and you kind of do a little bit of stuff and see some of the overspray, you could probably make that car look like it wasn't touched, you know. So anyway.
Well, this car went to Mackin, and it's the only Mopar to have ever achieved the time capsule award. And that is the highest, and I think it's only been 7 cars out of almost 20 years of their existence that's ever got to the level that they got this car in right here. So it missed the total point of 3,600 by 14 points.
Wow.
Fan belt.
Fan belt. Wow.
And it stayed on the rack for hours, where Frank Battleson and others were just basically documenting everything about the undercarriage, because the undercarriage looks like you restored it yesterday. It's never seen rain, so it's still brand new on the bottom. It looks just as good as the top.
Right.
So one of my faves. It took me a lot of years to get there to finally capture this car. Like Survivors, it didn't come cheap, and I don't plan on selling it anyway.
No,
so.
they don't come cheap, unfortunately, anymore. I mean, sure, you've gotten a few of them cheap back in the day, because you were buying these cars before anybody even thought they were cool.
Well,
as far as the 71.
The 71s has been, as we'll see in a few minutes, my dad's 71 Charger out here, Hemi, and that's what started all. And at one point, I owned 23 of the 63 RTs built with Hemis.
Oh, wow.
Now, through the years, sold them at Meekum. Y'all probably saw some of that on TV. But this is one of the creme de la cremes of any car I've ever had, is this one here. painted bumper package. It don't get much better. You know,
Right.
maybe you could have said, all right, too bad you can't get the order pad out and have a 4-speed in it. That would have been over the top then, but,
Yeah.
you know, but we can't do that anymore.
Nope, they are what they are.
They
At
are.
the end of the day, even the condition is what it is, you know.
True.
But to find one as cream puff as this one is pretty hard to do. So
And then the car sitting beside it over here is a 71 Hemi Challenger 4-speed that came out of California. It spent all of its life out there. And the original owner sent it to Roger Gibson to be restored. Total rust-free, beautiful, everything. Original interior is still in it. It's gorgeous. Looks like it's been restored. Paint faded on it. But when the paint faded, he parked it and he thought some other little issue was wrong with it, and the guy just didn't drive it anymore. So he sent it to Roger years and years later and had it restored. And then Roger called me up one day, said, this guy says he's got to move on in life, and so that car's never been to a show. That one there is
Wow.
totally one that's not been around. I probably will take it to Mackin next year. A little bit of luck. Maybe
I
these
love
two.
blue plates, blue and yellow,
Yeah.
black and yellow, you
Yeah,
know,
back in the
California
day.
plates.
Yeah, they've stayed
so,
with it all these
and that
years.
D right there is indicative of 1971. So it was.
So that is. So that,
Yeah.
He said
So
it was a real
A through
plate.
C is usually 1970, and then D through like F, G would be like indicative of 71, and then so on and so forth. But because they changed to the blue plates in 1970, so 69 would have been Z. You know, the first letter would have been Z, and then in 70 when they went to the blue, they started back over with the
Back up
A's.
with it, yep.
So very cool
But
car.
he said it was the original place with it. So that was the fun. I'm like you. I like to find cars that have not been found before, and that's
Yeah.
one of them.
Yes.
That's not been shown. No one knows about it, and finally I'll take it to a show somewhere. But
How long have you had that car?
I've had it about 3 years.
Oh, okay, okay. Because we have a 71. It doesn't look anywhere near like that one. Well, at least not the 4-speed. We have a 71 automatic that looks like this, but we have a 71 4-speed that we got out of Tucson. It was part of that 5-car horde that was that Bug and Box actually
Yeah, I remember
did the
seeing
deal
that.
on, and we got 2 of the 5 cars, and one of them is a 71 Hemi 4-speed, one of 59, I think they
Yep,
made.
59.
Yeah, and
And they made an easy number to remember on the 71 Hemi Challenger. They made 71 total.
yes,
So it's easy to remember how many they made, but yes, 59 of them are 4-speed.
12 automatics.
Yeah, which
We
is
have-
unusual. Usually the other way
the other-
around.
yeah, so we have one of the automatics that's the same color combo as our 4-speed. So, but our 4-speed is like not. It's an original, but it's not a survivor because of the paint's just really rough.
Set outside.
Yeah, sat outside in Arizona for years, you know. But it's solid, all numbers matching. It's a 4-speed, so it has everything to it. The guy owned it since
Yeah.
1972, so pretty cool, very cool. And Plum Crazy is one of the best colors
Yeah,
anyway.
you can't beat it.
The only thing that beats it to me is pink,
Pink.
which we're gonna see some pink cars here too.
Yeah, we will. They just got back from Mackin.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they're not in here yet, but they're in the building next door. We
Okay.
will go down there and look at those too.
Sounds good, sounds
But
good.
yeah, I like the Challenger, the painted bumper package. It just is a cool. You just don't see that on them very
No.
often. And then the old brochure looks just like the car there, in the lighted piece.
Yep.
There. And, all right.
Gosh,
let's-
all that stuff, just acquiring all of the memorabilia.
That's what I was sitting here thinking about.
I mean, the people don't realize the memorabilia is almost as important as the cars.
it
and
is,
these,
it is.
you know, we saw that at this auction that we went to, the Richmond auction, and the memorabilia sold the cars, and the cars sold the memorabilia. It was
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
Absolutely.
But
that was a heck of an auction.
that
It
was a
was.
heck of an auction. We were there. We were happy to be there and see it. We're just glad we didn't take
you
anything
kept your
home.
money.
Yeah. No, it was definitely priced. So my question on this one, is this the one that I seen you, or actually take that back. I think it's the same car. I saw this car in Florida at Merritt's at a car show, and a young man, it was his dad's car, and it came with a Sublime, they showed up with a Sublime 70
Six-pack
six-pack.
Charger,
And
yep.
last year I saw it at Mecum, and I think we talked about it. Is this that car?
Yep, this is that car.
Okay.
And this is one that Pam got into, and she says, I just love the color combination of this. And she likes convertibles anyway. And the fact that it's loaded up with a luggage rack, this color combo, and as we know now, may only be the only Shaker 383 Charger, I'm sorry, a Challenger that was made in '71. So it's just a cool little car. It drives great. You know, we got it home, and I've not done anything except wax it. That's all we've done with this car.
It's amazing how much easier it is to buy a car when your wife is on board with it.
Well, frankly, if it hadn't have been for her being on board with all these, I probably wouldn't have all these.
Yeah, that's right. I understand that.
So she does truly enjoy the cars. She does. And well, the one behind you here is something I don't normally change a car. This 71 Charger SE now used to be this color, butterscotch.
Oh.
It was just a plain Jane little 383 500, and I always loved this brochure in 1971. And I said, someday I'm gonna find one of these, and I never found one. So I took a little plain Jane 383 Survivor car, but it had its dings and everything, and I converted it to exactly this. And this is a car that I will drive and do some stuff with. It's got modern air. It is now 440.
It's gorgeous.
It's the leather and
Oh wow, it's
buddy
gorgeous
seat.
for sure.
And I put the pistol grip in it, just like the SC brochure back in the day. So this was kind of a gentleman's car race car back in the day. You didn't have the hood, the stripes, but you still had that 440 and a pistol grip, and had the same performance anyway. And so I don't normally change a car, but I did build this one the way I wanted to.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And so
we actually imported one very similar to this. So we just recently imported back from Australia, actually 2 cars. One was this color, one of the 62 GTX 4-speed 6-pack or 6-barrel. And then this one was a Charger 6-pack automatic on the column with the gray interior. And they both came back together from, they left. Cars have left. We know that, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of cars that have left.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of joy in bringing them back.
oh yeah, I've done that. I went to England, brought back 7 cars from Carlos Monteverdi back in the day. Just get them back over here.
Exactly. I think we're up to around 13.
Yeah.
We've got like 6 or 7 out of Canada, 1 out of Austria, a couple out of the Netherlands, and then 2 from Australia. So, and we're looking forward to bringing more back.
Yeah.
They
Get 'em back
have to make sense. They have to be, to me, I want it to be a rare car to bring back, and we're not trying to take them back from them. We actually had a situation where a guy got a little upset, to say the least, and
you were
started
bringing
threatening
them back.
us with our life and
gosh.
stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But anyway,
So
beautiful
that's what
car.
this one is. I just always gunmetal. It has to be among my top 1 or 2 colors that I like.
Oh, I agree with you. I love the color.
Color when it's painted right, it's just awesome.
see, I like to call out the names that I love, which I love Winchester gray.
Yeah.
But so on the Dodge, it's the gunmetal gray, and on the Plymouth, it's the Winchester gray.
Same color.
We like to tell people that because I always call them the wrong color. I like to call everything plum crazy. I like everything to be sublime, even though obviously they're different.
Yep.
Names.
But I always use plum crazy no matter which one.
That's what I'm saying. But we get called out on our channel like that's not. It's
Well,
in
we
violet.
know that, but you know what? It's just easy to say it because everybody
6-pack,
recognizes
6-barrel,
plum
same
crazy.
thing.
Yeah, if we said in violet, they'd almost think it was a typo unless they were a Mopar guy, right?
Right.
So, that's beautiful.
This one here is it was a Survivor car. It came out of Canada years ago. It's a 446 barrel, obviously, and it's a GTX. And it's the reason I like it is a tricolor car. You got the white interior, heavily optioned. I actually like this hood better than I do an air grabber. I'm sorry. It presents all the time. Your air grabber hood in a Roadrunner, and I've got several of those. I'm not saying I don't like them. I like the looks of this hood, the way the little the windows squirters are, and everything's just a cool looking hood. So I restored this one, and it was a nice Survivor, no rust at all. Andrew from Apex did this car for me.
Okay.
And I will say he's great at building these things for you and
Awesome.
restoring them. So,
Awesome.
So he did that several years ago.
Is that made specifically
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
car?
that
Because I
model
did
is.
see a couple of cars that I recognize in one of the where they made it specifically to the car.
Yep,
So.
we took it to Mackin several years ago, and then they've done several of our cars at Mackin, and this is one of them. So yes, that is a model of this car. It is. And,
Now that takes me back to another question. So we purchased actually you were there, the 71 sunroof, and it actually has that. Did they do that when you owned it, or was that just they did it along the way?
they did it when I owned it.
Okay, because they even they even have the wrong sticker because it has the wrong hood decal,
Yeah.
and they did it to match that car.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, all right,
They sure
cool.
did.
Yeah, Brad had reached out to me. He has one. He wanted to, you know, he offered to sell it to me. I don't have the display area like that. So to me, it's like, I didn't really need it, but I probably should get it anyway, just to have it. So, because I don't have one. So, but anyway, unless he's already sold it.
Well, hopefully, yeah, get it if you can. And you see a modern or two. I bought this at Mecum.
Yes.
As well in January. It's just, I bought it to resell, but you know what? It's done grown on me. They don't make it anymore. I love the color, love the shaker, and I'm like, and it's a swinger.
I drive one daily.
Do you?
I have a swinger. It's white with a green stripe, and I bought it at Mecum too. At Dallas, they were almost giving cars away last year, right before the election. And it went across. I had no intention of buying it. And then I was like, oh, I'll give it to my wife to drive it. She's like, that's not for me. I drove it like a couple of times. I drive it every day.
Is it a 6-speed?
No,
this
not
is a 6-speed.
That's even better.
Cool.
Yeah, and I do like the color combo, so I'm gonna keep it. And
that's a beautiful car.
Started driving. It had 21 miles on it. I think it's up to 100 and something now. I don't care. You're not gonna have that. Even if you get the Hemi back in the new model Charger, you're never gonna see the Challenger again. So low mile Challengers, I think, and unmodified will hold.
At some point,
I agree.
At some point, yeah. I love driving mine. I mean, it's the power out of this is unbelievable. Yeah.
So they pull so good.
I absolutely love my car. It's probably one of my favorite cars I've ever had as a driver, as a daily. Yeah. You know. So.
I'm gonna pull the hood on this one. This one's unique. Bought this car. Oh gosh, back in 1978 or 9, somewhere along there. I gave $10,000 for it, which was a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's a 6,000 mile. That's the original window sticker still in the thing. All right, so we restore these cars to look good, right? Well, I want to show you the firewall on this one. And this had to be one of the sloppiest Superbirds that was ever built. Look, the firewall inner fender's not even painted.
Oh, I see that. The bottom of the firewall.
Oh my gosh. They missed it totally?
They got out of there, but they missed it totally. They did.
Oh, wow.
That's a hell of a talking piece.
It is.
It's like they forgot to paint it, put the engine in, and then paint it around it. Because you can see that in the
they
back
made
on
a
the
mess
firewall.
all of it. Yeah, it did.
That's crazy.
And I bought it from a gentleman he bought it brand new. He got caught drag racing in it. It's been around. Bobby Allison, Richard Petty, Bobby Unser even's on there. John Hurlitz, he was the designer at Chrysler. And a couple of Ford guys got their name on it too.
The ones they raced against.
Yeah, and but anyway, he got caught racing it. Insurance canceled him. He just put it in the barn and never drove it again.
Oh, wow.
And this original tire still on, exhaust, everything, and so it's. But I do like to show. We restore them today, but this kind of tells you the way a lot of them were. And so
we over-restore.
We over-restore.
Yeah, definitely. People don't realize that because we have a Daytona that's restored back to factory, and some experts will say that it's the most correct restored Daytona on the planet. Again, that's some experts. I don't claim that. But it's got the overspray. It's got the orange peel. I mean, I've had it at shows where people walk up and they're like, are you going to restore this? Because this doesn't look good. And it's like, that's how they were.
That's how they were.
That's how they were. So it's got overspray on the bottle. It's got overspray on all kinds of different stuff. So
well, this one here kind of gives you the idea. Yeah, they were pretty sloppy. They getting them out of there.
Yeah, it's cool to see that.
They needed to get out on race day.
We can walk on through there.
Okay.
68.
That's a beauty.
Hemi Charger.
We can't not show them that.
Yeah, that's a good one there too. And the white interior, if you notice, it's kind of got the top and interior is not just white like the 69s and later cars. It's got a little pearlescence or whatever you want to call it in the color on them. So it's just a pretty car. I'm always going to keep. I've got a 68 Hemi Charger, a 69 Hemi Charger, a 70 Hemi Charger, a 71 Hemi Charger. I usually have them in a row in here where you can just show people the differences in them.
So do you move things around a lot just to kind of make it exciting?
Because you have people come in and they enjoy seeing it.
Yeah.
If they come the second time, they see them in the same spot. Well, I may not come a third time, but if you move something around, when did you get that?
Yeah. Plus, you're always adding and mixing it up and stuff.
And we do pride ourselves with Alton here. Everything we have, we drive, and so he keeps them ready to go on a pretty day, unlike the rainy day we got here today.
Right.
That y'all are driving a 70 Charger in, but we do get them out and enjoy them.
They were made to drive, even in the rain. And that one can be driven like that.
I always say, the biggest smile I'm gonna have on my face is not when I'm looking at it, it's when I'm driving one of these cars.
Right,
Yep.
right.
So we drive them all.
Yep.
Here's another one that Andrew did. No, we're not talking big muscle car or anything, but in high school I drove a triple white 73 Charger, and I always wanted to find one, and I finally found one right here in Alabama. We got to it was a nice one owner. Oh, I'm gonna tell this story. Maybe you can print it or not. So, all right. So when I buy an original car like this, I want to know a story with it. So
That's what we chase is the stories.
Yeah. So the little lady that I bought it from ordered it brand new because she had a heavy foot and she wanted to have a Charger. Well, it came in and she drove it. She was a hairdresser. And so she was going through in front of the local high school up in Giuliano, Alabama, and she would floor this thing, and all the little guys out there be waving at her and all this. Well, one day she went through there and did it, and the chief of police said, wait a minute. He pulled her over, and I got to write you a reckless driving ticket. You can't do that. So she says, well, okay, but, you know, let me tell you who I am. I'm so-and-so, and I'm a hairdresser, and I do your wife's hair. He said, well, that's all right. He kept writing. He says, I also do your girlfriend's hair. He put it in his pocket, and he said, I drove through that town from as long as I wanted to. Those hairdressers know it all. But
She could do as many burnouts as you wanted in front of that police officer.
So Andrew White built this one for me, too, up at Apex. And built it to drive, and guess what? Look at it. It's too pretty to ride on a rainy day. But that's how Andrew does work.
But that's, like you said earlier, this is what you drove in high school, or similar to this car, right?
Yep.
We are always chasing that
what
time
makes
period.
us feel good. Of
Correct.
What, I mean, we have people come in the museum all the time, and they come in here and they just start smiling immediately, especially if they're our age and maybe another 5 years older or whatever, because it brings back all those memories. And you'll be surprised how many women come in here too. It brings back, they're the same way.
They stop us at the gas stations.
Yep.
You know,
I bet they
to
do.
talk about the cars. They, you know, oh, I remember when I was a kid. And they'll tell you all these different stories and stuff. You know, we would have been here a half an hour early, but we got stopped at the gas station.
I bet you
the
did.
gas station tends to take up a lot of our time.
Yeah. That's
So-
where you find out some good stuff.
Oh, exactly.
We've gotten a lot of leads from gas stations. We've met a lot of people. I mean, Rich, we met at a gas station. Our friend, he unfortunately passed away recently, but we would have never met him if we hadn't pulled over to that gas station. He saw all our cars in the back. We were heading to McCacken. He had a Hemi, 70 Hemi warranty block in the back of his van, and he pulls off, and he's how old was he? 81? 70, no, 78, something like that.
Like 82 or 83.
And he pulled off, opened up his van, and I mean, it was really cool, you know. But yeah, the cars bring conversations.
They do. Well, I'm going to get you. Come back over here a minute. You, this gentleman, I didn't catch your name a while ago.
I'm Josh.
Josh.
Yes.
Well,
You're on
Josh.
camera, is that okay?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right.
Josh actually drove up in the 70 Charger out here.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
Awesome. Getting out and driving it.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man.
Yep,
I saw
absolutely.
your post when you guys brought the one out of Atlanta.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool. I haven't seen any close-up. I just saw that one picture you posted, but it looked like a cool car.
Yeah, it's out front.
Yeah, I'm going to check
Right
it out
next
for
to
a
your,
read.
well, not next to yours, but
Yeah, that's cool.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
good to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
Troy. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Troy.
Troy.
I'm Bailey.
Bailey, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I just want to say hi because I know you were in here and you said you heard the post that they were headed over this way or what.
Yeah, super cool. I get out of y'all's hair.
No. We appreciate you, man.
Nice
For
to
sure.
meet you.
Sir, y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right, Josh. And, okay, so AAR.
I'm a B-body
TA.
guy, but I want to hear about them all because I love them
Yeah,
all.
this is one I brought out of England. Back in the day, I brought the 7 cars from Carl's Monteverdi. I wasn't going to buy the AAR and the TA Challenger, but Roger Gibson said, no, buy those, because this Otis Chandler used to own both of these cars. So I went ahead and bought them. I said, well, we'll just resell them because I just really not a big, well, I wasn't then. Now they've grown on me to the point that I am. So I got them over here, and we unloaded them out of the crates, and I took it around the block, and I called around and said, they ain't for sale. The most fun car that you can drive, I think, is an AAR and TA, especially with a 4-speed in it. They just, you roll those windows down, and that 10.5 to 1 compression, and you hear that snapping and popping. They go fast, they turn, and they stop. They do what everything car's supposed to do. You know, we all get enamored with the Hemis and the big blocks out front, but they do basically one thing: straight.
Straight.
You know, and, so these are a lot of fun. So This car broke 2 world records, by the way. When I sold it in 2015, when we put 20 cars through Mecum, and we sold 18 of the 20, 16 of the 18 broke world records, and this is one of them right here that did it. And so.
And then you bought it back?
Yep. 5 years later, it comes back through. I got 145 for it, I think, which was a world record for one then.
Yes.
And then it came back through, and I gave 195 for it. So it's broke 2 world records. But to me, this particular...
You were the selling world record, and then you were the buying world record.
Yep.
Same car.
But it's a 346 pack. It's 4-speed, real louver, real painted bumper. It got all the goodies on it. So you just don't see them that's a real louver car.
Yeah, that's a beauty, man. Really a nice looking car. Both of them. Let me get it. So these are the cars I like.
Yeah. Well, this one here is...
Oh yeah, that one's cool.
The most famous car that never was.
Right, but I like that they did stuff to them.
Yeah.
Like there was one at McCacken this year that was all done in crazy colors and stuff. And that was my favorite car of the whole show.
Oh, I remember seeing it. Yep. I keep this laying out because it's hot rod, October 69, and we're introducing the new 70 CUDA. And so when you get in here, they start doing the whole rapid transit thing, and there it is. And a lot of people remember this. And in fact, I've had people say that I've seen that at a show, but no, you really didn't, because that's an artist rendering. That is not a real car.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
a few years ago, with a group called the Bomb Factory down in New Orleans, we decided to reproduce the car.
That's rad.
And that's what it is. Now, people say, why did you run a 1970 CUDA shaker car with a 4-speed in it? I said, well, we didn't. We put a white wrap on the side of it, and then we painted the wrap. If you ever want to take it back, all you gotta do is just pull the wrap off, put the 2 rally wheels on it, and then she's back.
Gotcha. Interesting.
But it's way more, I think, fun to see in this shape than just a 383 F8 green CUDA running around.
Right, I agree.
But it did show you, all of the colors that you could get, and you mix that with all the vinyl top colors and all the interior colors, and that's why Mopars are one-on-one. That's what makes them fun. So yeah, this one has traveled a lot. It's been to Mackin before and a whole lot of other shows. And it's really a shame because, like you're saying, your 70 Charger you're driving today, this car drives so dang good. It's just so sweet. It's just like, it pulls good, it drives straight, it does everything it's supposed to do. But of course, it sits in here most of the time. We do crank it and all that and keep it running. But yeah, you could return it back to its real deal. Real easy. All right, let's start right here with this one. This is a car I've had for years. It was a Survivor car. I like the offbeat colors, to tell you the truth. And this is L7 and a 446 pack. But when you throw the white interior and the white interior along with the green top, it just gives it a whole different look.
And the stripe.
Yep.
And the stripe, yeah.
And so this one was a good Survivor car too, but it needed restoration. And I did go into my parts room and I pulled basically every NOS piece that I could pull and put it on it. And so Gibson completed about 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed driving this one. It's a good one as well.
There was a time where I couldn't stand these cars.
Well, I changed that a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
these have become, especially the Roadrunner and the GTX.
Yep.
The grill and a 71 Roadrunner now to me is my favorite.
Yep.
My problem is I love them all.
Well, my problem's that too. Same thing. Yeah.
So, but I would have never. What was it before we got Reggie?
Yeah.
Which is our B5 blue.
You never wanted.
I mean, they had to beg me to buy this thing, and it was like a Survivor sitting on blocks since 1978.
Oh man!
And they had to literally beg me to buy it, and we bought it, and we took it back to Georgia here,
yeah.
and in Cleveland, and we put this whole car back together, and then we started driving it, and they drive amazing.
They do. These cars are really good drivers. Well, if you look at them, they're aerodynamic. That's why Petty won most of his wins were in this body style right here.
Okay.
Because yes, you had the Superbird. He went to the 71 runner for a little while, but then he bounced right back to the Charger, and this is the one. But if you look at the front end, it's just aerodynamic. And the wind flows over so good, and they're just great cars to drive. Now, that being said, the 71s and 2s are great, But you want to get in something that's really enjoyable to drive. The 73.4s are just
because of the suspension.
Yep,
changed,
the suspension
big
is all changed, and you
Yeah.
can get in this car and go to your state of California and never be tired from Alabama.
I drove it 2 hours in that one. I'm not tired. I'm looking forward to it. That thing drives really good. I was
I
shocked.
might have to go look at that wheel here in a little bit. Then the next one here is it's a 70 Superbird found locally. Do you think you know about all the cars local? You don't always. This is a Survivor 383
This
4-speed.
is exactly what the one from Randy would have
It stayed
been.
in this state all of its life, and I found it, and it was sitting up on jack stands.
Randy had?
I don't think so.
So it's
No.
just a cool
I
car.
don't think.
383s don't get the hype like 440s and Hemis and six packs, but I'm gonna tell you, the 383 sounds beautiful. It pulls great. They crank every time. I'm a fan of a 383.
We talked about that at Mecum last year when
Yeah.
you bought that runner, the B3
Yeah.
runner.
Yep.
Is that here?
It's in the next building. We'll
I'm
see
looking
it
forward to seeing that one because that was a super nice car.
Actually, no, it's in this building. It's right back there.
Yeah, there
I
it
lose
is, right
track
there.
of what's in here.
Oh, I understand that.
But like we were saying a while ago, I do have one of every big horse car. You got a Ram Air 4-speed in Orbit Orange here. Really cool piece. I've got GTO guys want to try to buy this all the time because it's not just Orbit Orange, which is their best colors. It came with the parchment interior.
Wow.
top, which really pops the car.
I don't think I've ever seen one like
And
that.
They don't know one either.
Yeah, that's pretty
They're
cool.
usually black. Well,
Is the interior the same color or is that white?
it's the same color.
Oh, it's the same color.
Same color.
Wow.
So-
What a neat car.
So I like that one. This is a black.
Oh, that's a good looking
Survivor
car.
LS6.
Survivor.
And,
Survivor in black?
Yep. The family comes to see
looks
this
so
every
good.
couple of years. They're out of Wisconsin. And the daughter tells me the story. The dad did not want the cowl induction hood. He didn't want the stripes. He actually said, nope. He would go out at night, and she remembered he would take black tape and put over the 454. And so everybody thought he was just a 350 Chevelle
Yeah.
running around until he cleaned them up.
Until he raced them.
Yep. So, but anyways, it's Survivor, and it's hard to find a good LS6 that's a Survivor in that kind of condition, especially
I
the
agree.
black one.
Especially black, and especially coming from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But nothing survived that,
No.
you know? But interesting, we have a 396 4-speed, the same thing, is they didn't put the cowl hood on it. I mean, they didn't, no cowl induction, and no stripes. It didn't even have a vinyl top. And we restored it back original the way it was.
Kept it that way.
Yep. And it's black, like this. It'd be a stablemate, really.
Anytime you got I call them big horse in black, they're big money.
Yes. Oh, I know. Yeah.
GSX, you got to have one of those in here. I know I'm a Hemi guy, but I got a lot of respect for these things. And day in, day out, this thing will get you with your Hemi. And I do have to tell this story though. You got your 455s and 454s, great motors, high performance motors. But like I'll tell a lot of people, there's a big difference between a 426 Hemi and one of those. You put the pedal down on one of these wide open for about 5 miles and see if you still got an engine. You put the pedal down on a Boss 9 or a 426 Hemi and it's 500 miles wide open. There's your differences in your a true NASCAR built engine versus your high performance stuff. You know?
Gotcha.
I'd have to say that for a 442. They're not going to last if you just stay wide open. They're just not. But boy, will they go red light to red light and drag strip through there. Then you got your Oldsmobile. That's a convertible. We bought that at Mecum
W30.
way long time ago, and it's the W30 package with that the W27.
W27,
and
yeah.
everybody seems to want. And so then you get down to the Boss 9. This is the Survivor with 7,000 miles on it. Again, I like Survivor stuff if you can get it. And
How long ago did you buy this?
well, we sold in 2015 a 4,000 mile Boss. It was one of the world records. It went for 450,000, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood with the juice on it back then. About 4 years later, this one come through on an offbeat. It was in Dallas or somewhere, and gave 200 for this one. When you're doing the auction thing, you just don't know what's going to come back across. And so I was happy the one I sold, and then I got to buy this one.
Yeah.
Same color, you know,
Yeah,
it's the one I sold.
We've gotten extremely lucky on some cars at auctions, you know, and also we've overpaid for some cars at
Yeah,
auctions.
that'll
That's going to happen
happen
too.
too.
So you have to take the, you know, the average, if you will. But
And even if you're going to go sell cars, you know, sometimes I do 5 cars at a time. One might not do well, but the other 4 could just make up for that one, and you just don't know.
like the sassy runner, I guess it'd be the Green Go Charger that you sold a couple of years ago. That thing did unbelievable.
Yeah, it went out the roof.
Yeah, and then the Daytona was like just, you know, it was, I think, sold for a little less than it probably should have.
It should have.
You know,
And
I think
I'm
that
like,
should have brought
it
more
should have,
money.
and I thought
But
it
like
would.
you said,
It's
the
you
average.
You got to average it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Gringo car I sold. People say, why did you sell it? Well, I've got another one. It's in Gibson's shop right now, and it's Gringo with a white interior.
Right.
And I'd rather have Gringo in white than Gringo in black.
Right.
Now, it'll come out of Gibson's, you know, restored to perfection, but it might not ever be any better than the one I sold, because that car was.
It was a nice car.
It was.
And that was at McCacken the year that you were selling it at Mecum.
was.
They had it in their,
Yeah, they had it in
their
their
booth or
display.
whatnot. So
That kind of shows you that, you know, we are a muscle car museum. You're going to see something, you know, of all the muscle cars in that era.
right.
And back behind you here, you got a 340 4-speed Duster.
These have really come up.
They have.
They have gotten extremely
These things
popular.
they just
the
go
younger
right
guys
on up.
love these cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was actually donated to the museum by the original owner. Actually, and he drove it all the way out from Iowa to Memphis, and then we met him there and brought it the rest of the way home. So the car drives beautiful. Now, it's something very interesting a lot of people may not know. Now, he put the AAR exhaust on it. I don't have the heart to take it off, because he just liked it. You know.
Well, and he donated it.
And he
Exactly.
donated it, yeah. But if you look at the window sticker, there's tons of paperwork with this car. The trunk's full. He kept everything. Here's a window sticker. Now, this is a copy of the real thing that's in the trunk. But what do you see missing?
Oh, you're not going to get me on that. I don't know.
There's no list price
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
on the original too?
on the original. The reason being, he was military.
Oh.
And he told me they got their cars for 30% less.
Oh.
And the last thing that Mopar or Chrysler wanted to have is this sitting on the lot somewhere showing those prices versus what you and I got to pay for it. So they did not print list prices on export cars.
That was going to be my next question. So is this an export car?
Yep.
Because they would have
Yep.
bought it overseas when they were
But
overseas,
somewhere
but
it's
may
still
not
gonna
have
be-
even left.
But they just didn't want to take a chance on it. Might hit a dealership for a few days before it ships or something. And
I got you.
So, but yep, and that's I didn't know that till
Yeah,
he pointed it out to me.
but that's pretty cool. That says a lot about Chrysler back in the day, that they would do that for the military. You know, because we have a strong love for military and, you know, service and stuff like that. And but that's cool to hear that about the company in general.
Well, this guy, he's just a great guy, and he just said, you know, he got a few pennies in his pocket. He says, my family don't own it, and I just wanted it to be somewhere. See, I could never sell a car like this.
No.
If you're going to
Stays
donate
in-
it,
stays in your
it's going to be
museum.
You know, and it's a beautiful car. So
Yeah.
and that's the only one we have. So, but he was an AAR fan, so he put the exhaust and that's just what he liked.
Super nice car.
Yeah, it is.
He had it from brand new.
I was never really a Duster Demon fan until
Well, the more you look at them,
Recently,
the hoods are
and I'm not-
cool. They're just cool cars. You know? So,
because we're building a '69 Dart Swinger, and we have a Petty Blue Survivor-ish original paint 344 speed 72 Duster that I think we're going to get going, but not fully restored, but more like just a driver, somebody to enjoy. Some of these cars we like to donate them to guys that are military. So the one that we're doing right now, the '69 Swinger, is
cool
going
that you're
to
doing
be
that.
donated to somebody that serves, especially the combat vets, the
Yeah,
guys that really
yeah.
seen the worst of the
Yeah,
worst, or
they
were
did.
involved in the worst of the worst. So
Yeah, we'll have to interview Alton at the end. He was in the Army in
Okay.
Vietnam.
Okay,
And
yeah.
he loves these cars. Boy.
His dad's Vietnam. We restored his dad's car. There's a video on our page that shows the whole process of what we did and then revealing it to them and stuff like that. So yeah, important guys.
But he was in the, he had the dirty work. He was out there, he can tell some stories. This one here is absolutely one of my favorites in here. It's 446 pack, shaker hood,
That's
speed.
a survivor.
That's a survivor. I don't have the heart to restore it right now. I just like the way it looks with the
I would-
material
I
it's
wouldn't.
got.
I wouldn't restore that car. That's just me. I would not restore that car. I'd have a dinking guy take the little ding out of it and call it a day.
And then that's what I'm going to do with it. We just recently cleaned it up. It was in the barn find years ago at Mackin with all the dirt on it from when I had it, and I finally said, you know what, it's time to clean it up. But this one, if it was a 1970, it would be an SE because it's got the little back window and the overhead console in it. And as you know, 71 Challengers with shakers are way more rare than a 70 Challenger. So the fact that you're seeing it now, technically, if you look at this shaker bubble, what's wrong with it?
It's the wrong color. Same as mine.
You think it would ever been changed?
No, I don't. I think yours is like one of ours because we have one
Yeah.
like this with it. We've you've seen it.
So
Well, actually, you had a whole nother experience with that car because you had talked to that owner. But yeah, that we thought the same thing, and so did Scott Smith. Like for a minute, and then he called me back. He says, "Actually, I think that was original." And then we found a picture of it when it was new, and it was on there. So
So it's Chrysler was using these things up at the end of the day. There's no doubt in my mind. They were coming down the line. Oh, it's a shaker car. It's supposed to be black. Well, we got an Argent lady. Just put it on and get it out of
Exactly.
here. And that's exactly what happened. So,
Yep.
but you can bet nobody ever swapped that out. That's
no,
from day one.
I agree.
This car has more paperwork on it than any car I got. It's got all the brochures from when he actually wrote on the brochures the stuff he wanted. Every piece of paper, 3 broadcast sheets, documented his miles and his when he changed the oil. It's just, I love to see that kind of paper on a car. It's just cool.
Absolutely.
And so,
I love paperwork on a car, the history,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. We have several that have pretty good documents.
and then swapping around, again, we talk about the shaker bubble on this one.
Yep.
426 Hemi. The original owner, I guarantee you it's had that on it from day one. It did not have Hemi cuda on it. Now there's been at least 3 others that's been documented that 71 Hemi cudas, it says it on it. So again, they just put them on there whenever they came down that assembly line.
Yep.
So I'm glad to see that finally others have been documented. We thought we were the only ones telling the story, but nope, they really did.
Nope, they really did.
This one belongs to my brother Curtis.
Okay.
He bought
So it's a
this-
family affair.
Yep, these next two, the 70 Cuda and the 71 Hemi Cuda here are both his. And so he loves them just as much as I do. And he didn't collect the numbers, but he got a good one right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
That's a
bought this
beauty.
car in Georgia in 1987. And you want to take a guess what we paid for it back then?
What, 1987? 5,500.
Little more.
10,000.
7,800.
Dang.
Yeah. And it was original
Because
paint car.
5,500 back then was a lot of money for a muscle car.
We sound cheap now, but
Yeah.
Now this has got more zeros behind it today, but you know what? Back then that was a lot of money. So we brought it home, original paint car. Today you would have cleaned the paint up and left it alone, but back then us two boys
Paint it.
just paint it, and make it shiny, and we did. Other than that, it's original interior, engine bay, everything. And Frank Battleson actually bought this car. Do a quick little story with him. So back 3 or 4 years, Frank says, you know, your serial number on this guy. I said, yeah, I rattled it off. He says, man, he said, you get that in Atlanta? I says, just south of Atlanta. And he said, I flew down there to get that car. And he reiterated this story at Mackin 2 weeks ago. And he paid for the car. He got up the road about 200 miles and started having a little engine noise. And he just called the guy back up. He said, I'm stopping to check. I'm bringing the car back. The guy said, okay, bring it back.
Dang.
And I said,
could you imagine kicking your own butt
yeah,
that hard?
Yeah, and Frank said, I said, Frank, you know what? It's still got that little piston slap noise in it to this day. So this is what he kicks himself. He should have killed.
So was this a Billboard car, factory Billboard
Yeah,
car
real
originally?
Billboard car.
So did you take off the original billboards?
We did, but no one was reproducing them.
Yeah.
And
so you have.
so we were about to have a
NOS.
problem. So I called up year one before we
Oh.
took it off, and I said, do you have your billboard for it? No, no one does. I said, no. They came over and traced this billboard.
So this is the one
Wow.
that's responsible
They're responsible
for.
for the billboards.
That's cool.
That's freaking cool.
And so me and my brother put it on, test fitted it, and it went right on. So then they started reproducing. That was the very first one they did.
That's
Dang.
amazing. That's
So,
cool.
But had we not have made that phone call first, if we'd have took it off, we'd have been hurting until somebody else come along with an original car.
Yeah.
And done it again. So.
Exactly.
And then that's the 70 Hemi Cuda 4-speed that my brother owns as well.
That's cool.
Is this
Got
one a
the red-
4-speed too?
Nope, automatic. Now I own a 71. We'll go look at it in a minute. I've got a 71 4-speed car. So, but this is his too. So they kind of got reunited. He sold this car years ago, and we got it back at Meekum. Oh, it's 7 or 8 years ago now. It finally came available, and we got it back. So we could call them reunited, so to speak, from our kid days. Now this one here is one of my faves too.
Yeah, how could you not love this? Sunroof,
Sunroof,
RT,
triple black, RT.
triple black. They checked all the boxes, except for the 4-speed.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of people complain about the column shift, but you know what? If you got the little buddy seat in it, you know what? Back in the day, I liked the buddy seat. My girlfriend could sit
sit right there. Right.
Now, if it's a bench seat, yeah, it's not quite as sexy, but you know what? To see a triple black roof car, and I did buy this from the original owner, and bought it out of California, and what I like about it is the color. And we get into the air grabber hoods, okay, but to me, this is the best looking hood on a 71 because it always looks like this rather than,
Just
the
when
air
it-
grabbers sitting
like what you
down.
were saying about the
and
other
it's
one.
just wicked looking, I think, and just enough, the red on it and from
This
the
is
Magnum.
my favorite part.
Yep.
I love the black
Yeah, I
decals
agree.
on the black. Yeah. We just sold a friend a Duster, a 73 Duster sunroof, 340 automatic, all numbers matching, and it's a quadruple black like this. This is a quadruple black. I don't think there's that many quadruple black. Black stripe, black interior,
Probably
And-
not many.
Yeah, and it's just such
The
a
black stripes on any Mopar just is over the top.
Yeah,
That's
agree,
it.
100%.
And,
Yeah.
It's just enough accent. It's not in your face, but it's just tasteful. Everything
Right.
about it. This is the only car that I've ever had Kragers on. And I'm sorry, Keystones.
Keystones.
I'm getting corrected. I've had a lot of Kragers, but I never had a set of Keystones. And I just bought these recently and put them on there. And I think it really fits the Day 2 look a little bit with the Keystones on it. It's the only set I've ever
agree.
owned. And they pop on this car.
It's kind of funny. We bought a 71 SE black sunroof, and it has Keystones on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
The originals,
The
probably.
no, that's what the guy had on it. It came with the original rallies,
Yeah.
but it had Keystones on it. So
But mentioning wheels, I'm not a fan of steel wheel cars. People know that about me. I'm gonna put rallies on it if I got a car.
Right.
I'll keep the Steelies, and if I ever sell it, there they go. But to me, it just looks so much better to me.
To you, yeah.
As a rally wheel or star wheel or whatever you want to put on it. And, and let's go back to the reason you got steel wheels. They were coming off the next day. The guy probably already bought his Kragers or his Keystone.
That's what they
and the
call
car
poverty
comes
caps,
in.
right?
That's right. And then jerked them polyglass on, put them on theirs, and then threw them wheels away. And,
see, I like the steely wheels, and I like when
yeah.
they widen them.
yeah.
But
Then over here, this is a good friend of mine, Ted Stevens, and this is a Survivor 71 446 pack. He lives here in Alabama. He's got Stevens Performance, and we've been Mopars for 40 years together. And he's like me. He's only going to do Survivors much. That's we just get excited when we finally find a Survivor, and that's a beautiful.
we're in
red
that class
4-speed.
too.
And
We love those survivors.
you're always going to pay more for a Survivor.
Yep.
But guess what? When that day comes to sell it, you can expect to get a lot more for it too, because they're only original ones, especially when they look like this one.
Yes,
it
when they're
looks
nice
very good.
Survivors.
Nice Survivors.
Right.
So, then over here is another one of his cars. This is a Vanishing Point car.
So these are Ted Stevens.
Yep, Ted
cars?
Stevens,
Okay.
Stevens Performance. But this is his Vanishing Point, and there is the real movie car right there.
Whoa!
So,
I did not know that was here.
yeah, it's been here a long
Very cool.
So, and we laugh about it because it's got painted on dirt. You can't wash the dirt off of it.
Oh.
Oh, it was
That's
put there
cool.
intentionally, kind of
Yep.
like the Joe Dirt car.
Yep, it was. It went across the desert. But what they did, we're told they took coffee grounds and wet them and threw them against it. Then they cleared over it, and that gives you that dirty look. I was watching this movie not long ago. Sure enough, you can see all this same stuff.
Same stuff.
Yeah. And,
What was this originally? What's the original motor that would have been? Is it like a 318 car?
I don't know. Take a quick look and see. I don't. It's got a 440 in it now, not a Hemi. I can't remember.
Can you see it?
I'm gonna light it up a little bit.
It's a G. So a
318
car.
Yep. But that's the movie car.
That's funny. The Joe Dirt Charger is a 318 car too.
Well, it
Yeah, just
started out
whatever.
as a 318 Charger.
Nothing, right? It's the car is not the thing. It's the movie that makes the
It's
car what
amazing.
it is.
Yeah.
You know, pretty cool.
And this one's fun. I guess I'm gonna restore this one finally. I've had it in its shape the way it looks. It's hard to do it, but Roger Gibson is basically, he's kind of retiring. He's done a lot of our cars through the years. In fact, this may be the last one he ever restores right here. And he's the one that told me about it. It came out of Texas. And I bought it. Roger told me about the car. And so I get after it. Quick little fun story about this. So yeah, the car was real. So I called the guy that's got it. He's an old retired judge in Waco, Texas. And I said, well, I hear you got it. He says, yeah, it's great shape. It's all original, and it really is. This is an original paint car. And I said, well, can you take your phone and make a few pictures for me and send them to me? No, son, I can't do that. I said, well, why can't you? Because I don't have one of them phones.
It's a flip phone.
Yeah. But he said, I'll do this. I'll go get a box camera at Walmart, and I'll take pictures and make you
mail it to you.
And you can develop
That was the longest 2 weeks I ever waited in my life. I said, somebody else is going to find out about this thing before I do. And
We'd have been on a plane.
And so it may go to Roger or it may go to Andrew Apex.
Yeah, this is a car I wouldn't even restore.
Well, I've had it.
And you know what? And I learned that from you actually. When I brought our the first year we ever went to McCacken, we took two Hemi Chargers. One was a 68 and one was a 69. It was the first time we ever met you. And you walked up and you were looking at our 68 Hemi car. And we were talking and he said, this is a conversational piece. You just leave it the way it is.
That's why I've left it all these years. And I'm not positive I'm going to do it. But you can imagine how beautiful this thing would be.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Limelight, white top, white interior, the big pistol grip setting in it, and the car runs and drives beautiful. It just we cranked it up after all those years of being asleep, and it does not even need a build job. Just regasket the motor, and so we've been driving it around the way it is.
And they didn't make very many of the 70 Hemi Roadrunners. We have a purple one. Do you know the production numbers on this?
I don't.
59
I don't.
force speeds.
It's
is
a
what it
59
should
force
be.
speeds? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have a super track pack, the
59,
410
yep.
Dana in purple, plum crazy, or in violet. And the super track pack, they made even, I think, way less of that too. So.
Well, like I was sharing with you way back in the day, it is hard to restore a car that looks like this. If you go to a car show with this, or the six-pack
Everybody's
Challenger,
coming out to
they're
look at
going to
that.
follow you till you stop.
Yes.
And because they want to see it the way it's been found.
This tells the story. This shows the life.
And if you look in the back there, just below the window, you got thrush stickers and haze.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
all
I love that stuff. And when you restore it, you have to take all that stuff off.
And then the couple that bought it new, they came here a few years ago. They're so wanting it back. We've actually got
No
when
way
they
I would restore this car.
they
No
got
way.
married and drove off in this car. They actually brought pictures of it.
Wow.
And I said, they're trying to buy it. He just talked to me last week. He said, "You ready?" I said, "No, I just having a hard
I mean,
time
this thing
selling."
doesn't even have any rust.
No, there's no rust at all.
A super nice car.
Oh, no
It
way.
just
I would
faded
never
out
restore
out.
this. I got plenty of junkers that need some love. I wouldn't be restoring this one. It wouldn't even be on the list.
It
But
needs to
neat
probably-
car, man.
Really
neat car.
But that's what makes these it's fun when you see this. It's just, what a survivor car talks to me and tells me. I don't need some guy running off his mouth telling me all about it. Just leave me alone. Let me go around this car. I can tell it was never wrecked. I can tell it's not rusty. I can tell it's original engine bay, and all that. I'm gonna buy it, just because I know what I'm getting with it.
Exactly.
So,
Not going to have surprises.
but you put fancy paint on them like we see at the auctions a lot. sometimes they're pretty today, but 2 years later, they ain't so pretty, you know?
Yep.
And that's why
A lot of stuff covered up too.
what I tell people too, I'll even say it on Meekum when I'm talking, there's only 3 kind of cars I'll buy anymore. 1, I knew the car before it came there. 2, it was restored by a restorer I know that does
These
quality
cars.
work. Or 3, it's a survivor, and that's the number 1 I'm after, the survivor.
Yeah.
And that's the kind I'm going to buy. So,
Now, a lot of people say, so let's talk about Survivor a little bit, because you obviously have had a lot of experience in there, and you've mentioned Survivor and then you restored them. A lot of people say if anything's been touched at all, it's no longer a Survivor. So I use the term Survivor-ish.
That's a good
because
term.
I don't want somebody to think that I'm saying that this is all original 100% and never been touched Survivor, but yet there's so many cars that survived. And they're not perfect. They've had belts
they had a
changed.
quarter
They've had
panel painted. Maybe it's still 70%.
Right, a fender.
Yeah, but still, it's a survivor-ish. You know?
Right.
And you're seeing what you're getting with that one too.
Correct.
And so
Like the one that we got, the Hemi column shift super track pack or super performance axle package, CUDA, the 71 that we got in South Texas. And the fender had been painted because they hit a kid on a bike, which I don't know the story, but that's the story in the valence. And then early in its life, the engine was hurt and they put a warranty motor in it. But other than that, I mean, it's all original, 100% original paint and everything like that. So you can't really call it a Survivor because it doesn't have the original motor and it doesn't have, and that fender's been replaced in the front, but it's still Survivor-ish.
You still know what you got. With
Correct.
that one. When you start going through full-blown restorations of a rusty car, putting pretty paint, that's definitely not what I want. I'd rather have that car the way it looks than have a fully restored one
That's had everything replaced on it.
Absolutely.
So we did a lot with a lot of the really rough cars because there's a lot of rough cars. We both know that, you know, and we pulled them out
Well, I
for
admire
years.
y'all for doing that.
Huh?
That's something, you're saving them.
Yes, we're saving them, but it saves it in 2 ways because if a guy can't find a car that's junky like that, that's been fixed metal-wise, they're going to take a grandma car that's perfect, right? And they're going to cut it up, make their resto mod out of it. So our thing was, let's take the $3,000 to $5,000 Charger, which you know is you don't get much for that, and we put $30,000 into the metalwork to make it perfect, and the U.S. car tools and the mini tubs and all that stuff. And it literally, even though it's not a Survivor, it saved a Survivor in our world, in our head. So we probably saved, what would you think, 100 B-bodies?
Yeah, probably 100. That's probably pretty close.
You know? And then also a lot of them have been restored by other guys. We don't restore the whole cars. You know, we do some
You get them
stuff.
back. Yeah, I know what you're doing. You're getting them running again and getting them presentable again. And
When we were in Georgia, though, we would take it, literally build a body. Like it's a full-on body, like ready to go to paint and have it all done. And it's already mini tub. It's already reinforced. It's ready to go for the guy that wants to put 500 grand into making a Hellcat monster.
that custom,
you know?
whatever you want. But well, we'll talk about this one here for a little bit. I was able to, the very first race at Talladega, my father took me to it, and this car was racing. And I'll never forget it, the way this car looked around the track and the color of it. And I said, this looks like a race car. So I said, someday I'm going to own one of these. I never dreamed I'd own the real deal.
The actual one.
But so I went, and we're going to see it in a minute, my high school car, I called it. So I bought one, found it at Talladega at a race in 1975. It was already Hemi orange and white, which we'll see in a minute. And I actually put a Hemi in it. Before you called it clone, I took the 440 out and put a Hemi in it. And I put 426 on the hood and Dodge on the nose, just like Bobby Isaac's car here. So well, this one here is the real deal. It is the only true, as I'm going to call it, metal that went through the wind, unrestored Daytona that raced. And this car was the 1970 Grand National champion.
Wow.
And so it got preserved, and then it went to Bonneville because it got outlawed after the first year because obviously Bill France didn't like them. And so it went to Bonneville and broke 28 land speed records.
Wow.
So for anybody that wants to see what this car has done recently, go to your YouTube and you'll see where NASCAR took me and the car out to Bonneville and we redone. We didn't break records because that wasn't what it was about.
Yeah, it
we
was
were just
nostalgia
the
more than
nostalgia
anything.
part. So because they wanted to show it before the Daytona 500 race the next year, because they were trying to get their fan base back from people who remembers these things.
Right.
And so we got to go out there, and we had a blast with it. And I'm going to tell you, we had this car up. I was running 180, 85 miles an hour, and it just felt so dang solid. I mean, you still spinning the wheels. Of course, it's on salt, you know,
Right.
at that kind of speed. And so we really had a good time. But yeah, if you go to Bonneville 71 on YouTube, you'll see the whole NASCAR program that they did about this car. And it's got a lot of old footage from back in the day of when it was racing and stuff like that. But it's the real deal. It's this car here is one that I don't know what it's worth. It's got to be ranking with some of these high-end European race cars that you see go through, because that is the real deal right there.
This has got to be the king of your
yeah, it pretty much
museum, right?
value-wise, it would be definitely the king of it. And I never dreamed I'd own it, but I was on the board of directors at the Motorsports Hall of Fame at Talladega for years, and this car was sitting static. And the museum wasn't doing well, so I offered to the museum. I said, I'll buy it, and I'll give you 3 years to pay for it back if that's what you want to do. Well, that didn't happen, so I took possession of the car. And so Pam and I are going to the Louis Vuitton Classic up in New York. We got invited, one of 50 cars, and it was in front of Rockefeller Center with our yellow Superbird that we saw a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so here comes Bob Lutz walking down the street. Well, I'm walking beside him, and we happen to have on the same watch. And I was still shy. I wasn't going to speak to him because, I mean, here's the CEO of Chrysler Corp. Well, he notices my watch. He just starts a conversation with me like, but that's the way car guys are. And then we walked on, and he saw the Superbird. He said, "That's yours?" I said, "Yeah." And so he said, "Would you like to go to lunch?" So here I am, little old Tim Wellborn from Alabama, and here is Bob Lutz. We're going to go to lunch together. It's so cool. So during lunch, I brought this car up. He says, "You got the K&K Dodge?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Well, I don't like these Germans that we partnered with, or actually they had bought Chrysler, Daimler had.
Right.
Would you take that car to Europe and we'll show them we went fast before they did?" And I said, "Well, that'd be fine, but I don't have a motor for it. It's just a dummy. It's a static engine. It's just in my possession." He says, "I can fix that." And so a few weeks later, that's back when you had the crate engine packages. Mm-hmm. And the 528, that's the 528. That's the most powerful Hemi that's ever been in a Daytona right there. When they were through testing it as a mule, they put it in this big old crate, shipped it down here. I pulled out the dummy engine, pulled off the intake carb, all the exhaust system, dry sump system, put it right on that crate motor, and we went to Europe 12 times with this car.
Wow.
We'd go to Atlanta, I'd put it in a big old Lufthansa 747 in a big old crate, ship it over,
wow. Fly.
and then they would ship.
They flew this thing
They
over?
flew it over there all those times.
Wow.
Goodwood Festival of Speed, Nürburgring in Germany, Silverstone, England, and so it's the most traveled wing car on the face of the
Wow,
planet.
that's cool.
And so we
That's
just went
awesome.
over and did exhibition runs. I'll never forget when you're over there at Goodwood, you don't have rails, you got hay bales, and all these people standing behind the hay bales where you run up the mountain. And but the English should be doing this. They'd be holding their hand behind their ear because they wanted to hear that big Hemi V8, that reverberation, because they've been hearing all these high winding, I don't know, European whatever
cars.
stuff. And so finally, the last trip it made, Goodwood, England, that's the premier car show in the world, I guess. They were bringing back the 10 most remembered cars of their history with the car show. This was one of them, because you can't forget the looks of this thing.
No,
when you see it, so.
no.
And there's a lot of trickery went on in the car too, and a lot of cheating. And but like Harry Hyde said, it's not cheating till you get caught.
The nose really dips off, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, if you look how low that thing is, and this is actually probably
Like
it's not
it's a
even
big
up to your
curve.
kneecap.
You
down
see it?
there.
Yeah.
And it just, the aerodynamics, the hood is different from a stock car.
Yeah.
It's rounded side to side.
Yeah, it's almost bent. It's
Yeah,
bent.
exactly.
And then he cut down the windshield. It's down about 3/4 of an inch, which gives you a little more rake on the hood of the car.
Oh, yeah, I can see that too.
And then inside of it, there's a little ratcheting area under the seat. He could actually change the height of the car just enough to give him another mile per hour or two. And then when you came back in, they measured it. He just jacked it back up.
There's that cheating stuff.
Yeah, it's in there, that cheating stuff. And but this was when real racing, because look, it's got the side windows in it. The glass actually rolls up. You know, it was after this year is when they did the what you call it, the netting or whatever you want to call it. So, and then
That's
another
cool.
fun factor, if you look in front of the rear wheel, you'll see 2 holes. Look right inside, right in front of the exhaust, and you'll
Oh, I see 'em.
they'd have birdshot in that. And let's say David Pearson was a little too close on him, or some of that
my
birdshot get right. They started having a little overheating issue.
Up in here.
They did
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh! And I've got all the documentation. I got Harry Hyde's actual satchel from all the cheating stuff that they did. It's up there in the front. But yeah, you can see here where you can.
And I'm
ratchet-
sure the other teams were cheating
he
too.
oh, they
Is
all
that what
were.
that big
You
nut
see where
is?
you could ratchet it up and down.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So,
That is wild.
but
Very
yeah, it's
cool to see this.
It's got a lot of patina, but you know
Yeah.
what? It's how many
That's
how
the
many
car,
cars
though.
do you see
No.
that's original paint from that
No,
era?
this is this is amazing. This is really cool to see this.
Super cool.
All right, let's go into this room, then we'll walk back.
This one was the one I seen him buy at at Mecum. It just
that one
he just loved it.
That
even though it was
car
a
goes
383.
against the 3 reasons I said I won't buy it. That one don't fit, but it fits part of it. Original interior, original engine bay, 383 4-speed, and the paint job was done 21 years ago, and look how it looks. So we know nothing's going to go wrong with
Yeah,
this.
when we
Exactly.
talked about it, you were all over this. You
Just
were,
the looks
you
of
just
it.
loved it.
And that color is just a great color on a car. But
Yeah. When we come back, though, I want you to tell me about the Tawny Gold.
that's my dad's car.
71.
We're going to definitely talk about
Okay,
it.
I want to talk about that one. I have one similar to it. That's why I wanted to.
Yeah,
know.
I remember the one you got up in Canada, wasn't it?
Yeah, from the same guy that you bought the
Yeah.
sunroof car from.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that we almost bought actually. Oh, red on red.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's beautiful.
1969 Hemi Superbird. What's cool about this car is it was sold here in Alexander City, Alabama. And me and my brothers watched this thing all over town back when we were kids. I've even got a picture of it circling a Dairy Queen back in the day when I was a kid. So it went missing, and we found it some 30 plus years ago in a barn out here. Still rust free, no damage at all. My brother just stumbled into it one day. He said, I found the car. I'm like, how'd you do? He said, I just went in a building and here it is. So we went over and made a deal on it. Local guy, he actually used this, he ordered this car. It's also radio delete, you know, so there's no antenna,
dang.
no power steering, no power brakes. He was a drag racer.
I was gonna say.
He actually used this car. He was gonna race it. He might have done some stripping with it, but he towed an altered wheelbase Dodge behind it, and that's what he really raced. And then he played with this one, I guess. But luckily, it never got tubbed or any of that, and Gibson restored it for us a few years ago. But it's kind of cool because we saw this one here in our own hometown
Yeah.
running around back in the day.
And then to find it years later.
Yep. And it's still a good rust-free, solid car. It was a survivor, but yeah, it needed it. So
Yeah.
the paint done faded beyond anything I wanted.
How long has this one been restored?
I think Gibson completed this one 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
It said at Gibson shop for 20-something years. Why? Because I kept buying another car. I said, just wait on this one. Let's do the 71 Charger.
Hey, I know that. I know that way. I've done that myself.
Well, finally one day I said, Roger, it is time. Just do it. I'm not even going to talk to you till you get started on it. And I'm not going to bring another one and get in front of it anymore. But red on red, now it's kind of a funky red. You know, even the colors.
No.
It
That's
don't
standard
match,
with these
you know?
Mopar.
I mean,
we
look
did
at
a
this,
68.
this.
I was just going to say that. We did a 68 Charger, and it was like 5 different shades of red by the time we were done.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how I guess they use stuff from all kind of cars, and so even
People think it's done
even
wrong,
the
but
bottom.
that's
Look at the
actually
bottom
it is.
dash versus the dash pad itself.
Yeah.
It just-
You got the maroon and then the red, and then the steering wheel is more maroon. And then you got here and here. But that's
what they did.
what they did. That's the way it was. So
Now again, I couldn't put the Steelies on it. I just said, you know, the little skinny tires. I had to put some Kragers and some polyglass to make it look the way I wanted it to look. And
yeah, I think it looks awesome.
and there's a couple of new ones back here. You know, that's a Jailbreak. I'm just saving it. We'll see if they go up in value. If they don't, I actually drive an F8 green Hellcat just like that one. That's my daily car. But I bought the Jailbreak, and I said, you know what? If it don't go up in value, I'll sell my Hellcat, and I'll just start driving that one 5 years from now. But I'm always going to have one of these big engine cars.
Yep.
Damn.
We have a Hennessy Hellcat, that same thing. We have it for sale on our site if somebody buys it, but I'm okay. It's timeless. You could drive it 5 years from now.
And then this one here is one of the Superbirds. They only made a few of these, and I bought it to resell, but it's growing on me now. I don't care if I sell them.
Yeah.
I don't. And you might look up
A
in
few
the ceiling.
Danas over there.
Don't you wish you had the rest of that one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Air Grabber 383. Yeah.
Yeah.
Citron. And there's another one hanging over here, but it's black. It's been painted. But
Yeah, it's funny. We can use almost any of this stuff for decoration too. You know.
yeah,
Is it all?
put it in the ceiling and look at it.
Exactly.
Well, let's travel on a little bit, and then this one is the last car I bought.
Is this a recent?
Yeah. And
Is this through Scott Smith?
no,
Because he had one that was similar to this with a sunroof. Was this at Meekum? No.
this car's never been to a show. No, but that's kind of like the ones that
Yeah.
haven't been seen before.
Yeah.
Now the owner lived in Arizona. It's a California car. He sent it to Gibson several years ago, and Gibson restored it. And then I think there was some health issues, and so the guy calls Gibson and said, "Do you know the guy in Alabama?" And he says, "Yeah, I do his cars." And so he said, "Well, I want to talk to him about selling this one." But what's cool about it, now I'm not a fan of the light yellow, but
Me neither, but in circumstances.
look at it's got the
okay.
green leather interior.
Very unusual.
It looks like a black top. It's not. It's a
not
green
green.
top. And it just
And then a
got
white stripe.
in the white butt stripe, luggage
that's
rack.
odd.
It's an RT SE, and it's got every option.
Yeah.
Period. Cruise control, air
Wow.
conditioning, AM, FM, pedal dress up, power windows, 6-way. Every option was checked
Yeah.
on this car. Now I don't know, was it some kind of,
Promotional
deal with all the options it's got? But
It looks like it.
It
It's
looks
like what
like
a
it.
dealer would put on the showroom floor to show all of the options
everything
that, it had.
you can get this, and that, or mix it up any way you want to.
Yeah. What a stunner.
So, and
I
this-
like odd scenarios like that. That green and the yellow should have never
well,
been.
Nope. But
But I like that stuff.
True. And when Gibson called me to tell me about this, I said, Roger, yellow and green is probably not going to work for me. Wait till you see some pictures. He sent it. I said, okay, I'm coming. Because it was so different now in here, it doesn't do it justice. If you get out in the sunlight, that's when this thing really pops all over. And but yeah, it has to be some kind of promotional deal because it's got everything every single option. I've done checked. It's got everything's checked.
Yeah,
So-
what a neat car. There was a really odd combo on a 71, I think it was a Roadrunner or a Charger Hemi, and it was orange interior with like a, was it butterscotch exterior or something?
I've seen
This was
that
about
color
3 years
combo.
ago or 2 years
Yep.
ago
I
that
may
it
have
came up
seen
for
that car.
sale.
I've seen that color combo.
And it was it was just, it is timing, timing, right?
Yeah, I know all about
And it just
timing.
wasn't timing for us, and so we weren't able to pick it up at that time. But man, I really wanted to add that
Just
to the
'cause it was so
collection. It was so
oddball.
different.
Yeah.
I like the oddballs. So
And flipping around to this one, this is a 9,000-mile car as well. And it's Hemi orange. Remember a few years ago, I had the sunroof 71 Charger.
we saw it at Meekum.
Yep, and went to make them. People wanted to know, well, why did you sell that? Because, well, I like the roof, but this one has the pistol grip sitting in it. Looks just like that one, except black top, it's white interior like the other sunroof car was, painted bumpers, got the same stuff. This is a 9,000-mile car, and it's even the original stripes, everything. It's just a great machine, and that pistol grip sitting in it makes it to me.
Just changed. That was more important than the sunroof.
Well, it was just as important, and I put it that way. You can come around here, we'll shoot a picture in here, but there's just nothing better looking to me than seeing that shifter sitting in the car. It's just, there was never a better looking shifter, period, than a
No,
pistol grip. I know
they wouldn't even
everybody
allow
agrees
that
with
in today's world. They wouldn't even allow that. They'd be outlawed, even though it didn't shoot a bullet.
It would.
You know, we have one similar to this. It's a Mr. Norm's Hemi orange, black interior, 4-speed Hemi 4-speed. Bought it from the same guy, Jordan, out of Canada.
Up in Canada.
It was restored about 20 years ago. So you like cars that were restored 20 years ago and painted 20 years ago,
Yeah,
because
they're
you know
still-
what the paint is 20 years
if
later.
it hadn't gave you a problem 20 years later, it's
a good car.
But
Yeah.
that new shiny paint, I'm not too keen on that stuff. And so, but yeah, I just love this machine. It's it'd be hard to ever get rid of. 'Cause
Yeah, what a nice
Hemi
car.
orange, it's the color it glows in the sunlight,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of people know, and some may not, but there's gold metal flake in this.
Yes.
And that's what pops it. And you can't see the metal flake because it's so fine, but that gold is what makes the sunshine just hit your eyes with this stuff. And so,
And another 3-color car.
Yep.
Black,
Yep.
orange,
Yep.
white.
what I like about it.
Yeah, I like the multicolor cars as well.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Well, come
Oh,
on
wow.
around.
Wow, look at this.
We'll look at this one from the
Another
other
3-color
side.
car. What's that?
I said, we'll get the door open from the other side and you can take a picture in there. But there's the actual pit board of the 200 mile an hour. That is the real board.
That's
that
awesome.
Buddy
Wow.
Baker said at
That is
Talladega
awesome.
right there. And Larry Rathgab, his family donated it to the museum after he passed away, because he was the Chrysler engineer that was there that day, and he kept the board.
Oh.
And they said, we just like it to be here. And here's your Limelight one that you were talking about
This
earlier.
is the one, yeah. It's the
Down
kid.
in,
This was at the car show at Merritt's. And
Great car. I mean, it's killer color, original interior, that big pistol grip sitting in there, Survivor paint, and hey, it's 98% paint too. When I say 90%, it's got a little ding or two down low, but and with a little chip or two, but it's never been painted on. And you gotta love the blackout.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they.
It's a beautiful car. And one of the better colors too.
Yep.
You know,
The combo.
I like Sassy better than Limelight,
I do too. Sassy's
But-
got that richness to it.
or Sublime in this. See, now I went the other way. Sublime versus the.
Hey, we
Green
we
Go.
do that all the time.
I know, but I get beat up for it, so I gotta, at
Yeah.
least call myself out so I don't get too beat
Oh,
up.
I get beat up for it too when I'm on Meekum. You say one thing, they
Oh.
light it up, man. This one here
Oh, that's cool.
is a 100% survivor. I mean, down to every detail. Well, not if I'd had a belt on this one, I could put on my purple one.
Oh, gotcha.
But it didn't have one either. It took me 33 years to buy this car.
Oh, and it's a pistol
Come
grip
out
as
of North
well.
Carolina.
Look at that shifter on there with
And-
that blue interior, black vinyl top, white.
The crazy thing is you can see all the, like there's a run right there below
Oh, yeah.
where the keyhole
Oh,
is.
look
Look
at
at the fender.
Yeah,
The
and
runs
that's
inside.
factory.
Exactly.
They're left that way. People think they were perfect. They were
No.
far from perfect.
Far.
Nope, they were not. So I called this gentleman for 33 years, right around Christmas every year. Nice conversation. He lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's University of North Carolina colors. That's probably why it's blue and white.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's always a nice conversation, but always the same words at the end of the no, son, it's not for sale. So, and then about 9 or 10 years ago, time gets away, he was traveling from Charlotte to Montgomery. He said, I want to come see your museum. And he came in here and he looked around and he loved what he saw. And he says, this is where I want my car to be. So I'm thinking, all right, this is done. Same words, no, son, it's not for sale. But when I pass away, my daughter will call you. And that's exactly how this car happened. And she said, I'm supposed to call you. And so another little funny story too. Survivor cars don't come cheap. Okay?
No, I know that.
So she had seen Meekum when we sold the Daytona to David Spade, 900 grand, or $1 million with the juice on it. She said, well, it's got to be worth at least 900 because I seen one sell for 900. I says, no, ma'am. I said, I actually know that story well. That was my car. But there's a difference. It's a Daytona. It's not a Charger. And she said, well, I don't know really. I said, I told the lady, I said, I don't know how to start with you with this kind of spread. I said, but here's what you do. Go to Meekum website, look it up, find every 70 Charger, that Hemi Charger that's sold, pick your highest price, go to Barrett Jackson, do the same thing, because I'm not going to beat you out of anything on this car. I want you to get what it's worth. Now, I already knew what that value was going to be. And then I told her, it was right then, they were running around 150, 160-ish. I said, whenever you find that price, I'm going to give you $100,000 more, because I wanted this car your dad's forever, and it's a Survivor, and it's worth more. She did that, and that's how the deal happened.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
And so, because there was no way it's worth $900. But, you know, they get to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And
They see Hemi and Charger, and they go, it's the top.
But the interior is mint.
Yeah.
In fact, the towel, she told me the story of the towel. That was there because if the kids went across, he didn't want scratches on his console back in. He drove it. She said, I remember trips to Talladega in it. And now imagine Charlotte to Talladega in August, 410 Super Track Pack car. You know?
Lucky it didn't blow up.
I know it.
Lucky it's a Survivor, because a 410, they didn't survive.
So I get up there to get it running. It's sitting in a garage on jacks, heated and cool garage all of his life. That's why it looks so good. He had a cover on it. He had even covers on the tires. I don't know why, because you're inside, but you know, like you see on motorhomes and stuff. He had the original battery in the trunk. So we start bringing it apart, setting her down, and we get ready to crank it up. So we do. We prime it up and get it going, crank it up, and it starts smoking like crazy. And I'm like, well, that's not good. Maybe we need to talk about the price a little bit. And here comes her brother. He said, oh no, I know what's wrong with that. He said, every time my dad put this thing up, he put Marvel Mystery Oil in each cylinder. So the smoking did quit pretty quick. But anyway, and he was so particular. There's actually a little wood stick under the driver's seat. And I said, this has got to mean something. I don't know what. So I called her up. She says, yeah, I know what that's about, because my dad, anytime we went on any kind of trip, he came back, he washed the engine, and he had that little stick to go from the front of the seat to the gas pedal to hold the RPMs up to dry out. So this guy was so particular. But we, you know, there was a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
We're finding these cars now because these guys are in their 80s and they're passing away.
Or they're getting too sick to enjoy it, and they want to see it go where it's going to go before
somewhere.
they pass away. So there's both of that.
But to me, the blue and white, I'm not a huge fan of white in a muscle car, but when you throw a blue interior or a red interior or something like that, it just changes the whole car, like 100%. We were talking earlier.
Yeah, the colored interiors. My interior guy was the one that clued me in on that, because I didn't really think about it, but the black, it just kind of gets lost, whereas this shows all the lines when it's a color, you know.
And to see an original seat that looks brand
new.
Nice.
Brand new.
Yeah, we actually just bought a 70 Charger with blue interior, and it had a Survivor back seat, and the fronts were recovered. We pulled the Survivor out, recovered another seat, and put it back in there, so everything's brand new. And we got a perfect Survivor rear seat, which in the back here with the sun, those things didn't last, you know. And so, anyway, just a little tidbit.
All right, well, this will be the last one in here, and I saved it for last. Well, I've got a couple more down here, but we'll talk briefly. This is my dad's Hemi Charger, Tony Gold. You said I know you went to Canada and you bought the
Super Bee.
The Super Bee.
Same, very, not same, but very similar to this.
And the Super Bee I've known about for years. It was in Colorado for a while and some other places too. But most people don't like Tony Gold. Well, I like Tony Gold.
Yeah.
And what makes this one, I think, special to me, being my dad's car, obviously.
Right.
It's never been wrecked. It has had one repaint. Back in the day, it got a little dent right here, and there's still a hint of it right there. One of our Hurricanes come through, and something rattled in the garage, and and we painted this fender on my dad like 3 times, and it would look right from one angle, and it would flip the other angle. And finally, we just said, take it to Roger, and let Roger just put a paint job on it. But other than that, it is
power window car too.
Yeah, it's untouched. It's never. My dad babied this thing all through the years. And some cars run good. This car right here, I'm not going to say it because it's my father's, but even my dad said certain ones just run like a bat out of hell, and others, same engine, just don't. Well, this one right here is sideways in every dang gear when it shifts. And,
you see that a lot in 383s too.
Yeah.
Where one will run a lot better than another.
But this is the one that started all with me. I've been collecting now over 50 years. And moving it from one car to a better, higher level car, and on up to what you
Trading
see
up.
today. Yep. But there's no amount of money will ever buy this one. This will be with me to the day I pass. And
That's
then
like him.
Yeah, you get that.
His dad's car that he grew up in, the '70 Roadrunner.
You just ain't gonna get rid of
$1 million wouldn't buy
No,
it.
it
And it's not worth $1 million, but it's worth $1 trillion to
The
him.
sentimental value of seeing my dad driving this car and me sitting over there dreaming about getting the keys. Well, I'm gonna tell you, he was a smart guy. I'm thinking, well, when I get 18 and I'm 16, 18, he'll let me have it. Oh no. I could have broke in Fort Knox and stole all their gold before I'd have found the keys to this thing. And that's why I'm talking to you, and that's why this car's still here. Imagine a 16-year-old with that.
They already stole all the gold.
Oh, yeah, it's gone anyway. You can bet on that. It's out of there. So, and you got a 69 Hemi Charger. This was owned by an NFL buddy of mine. I bought it up in Indiana back in the day. It's a 4-speed F8 green. I'm a green fan. F8 ranks as one of my favorite colors. Maybe because Tony Gold got me all back in the year. But it's a white interior. Kevin Green is in the NFL Hall of Fame. He and I were big buds. He passed away a couple of years ago, and I got to go to Super Bowl with him, a whole lot of stuff. But I had it. He came down and he bought it from me. I sold it to him right. He sent it to Gibson. Gibson restored it. And then about 5 years ago, he said, "You want the car back?" I said, "Yep, I'd love to get it back." And because his son was fixing to go to college and play football, and he was like, "I just need the money to send him off," and so I bought it, and then he passed away just about 3 years ago. I'm glad I got it back. So it's got a lot of sentimental to it too.
Yeah. See, I'm a car first, color secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the car is, and like, you know, the combinations of them and the condition, obviously.
Yep.
Like, are more important to me than I can have a tan car or a brown car or a green car. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather it be plum crazy or sublime or pink, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of colors I'd rather have, but I won't kick any car out because of their color.
I'm the same way. The mixed up colors is fine with me.
Yeah, and the more colors, the better. And the sunroofs and the, you know, all the different,
these little things,
oddities.
It's like this one here. One thing that makes this one even cooler to me, it's F8, white interior, tinted glass. The tinted glass throws a little green to it, and if this was clear glass, it wouldn't be as sharp to me. But to me, you see how the tinted glass just actually brings a little more color hue to it, and little things like that mean stuff to me too. So.
Our barn find, so the 68 that you saw in the barn find section the first time we met, he's the one that actually found the car, actually here in Alabama.
Slipped in here and got it.
Yeah, we snuck in, and this was before we knew you, sorry. But anyway, it's green, white interior, no vinyl top, white butt stripe.
Yep.
So it's literally like it's this car, and it's a 4-speed car as well. Like if it was restored, it would be a perfect match to this car. Yeah.
And I like bookends like that. That's why I liked your 71 Roadrunner, the purple one you just picked up, because it would go great with a 71.
And that's the same as what Stephen Giuliano wanted.
Giuliano wanted to do the same thing.
Right.
And so did Ken Funk back in the day, and me. We could none of us get it back. The guy wouldn't sell it.
He wouldn't sell it.
And it obviously didn't matter about money. It was a cool day. I was running right beside the train with my sunroof Charger there. Dennis Gage, he's been here a lot and done that seal with his big.
The handlebar guy.
That's back when I was a little younger. And the last two in here, and then we'll travel on, this is one of what I call the Bob Hope cars, because they made 6 of these and traveled the circuit with 440 Magnums in every option. Then they also did 6 446 packs. The 6 packs convertibles had red interior, and the 440s had white interior. And so this is one of the 6. Now, why is it the Bob Hope car? Because one of these was actually given to Bob Hope, because all he was doing in Vietnam back in the day. And it wasn't this one, but it was one just like it. But that's what they showed. It's got every option. So yeah, at the Detroit Auto Show, you can see everything you could get on a Challenger back in the day. And then the CUDA 440. It's a 440 with air. I've bought this car back in 1982. One of my favorites. That's why it survived, because I like B5 and I also like the blue interior. There we go with those colored interiors again, and the white top. And they only made 28 of these, so it's anytime you're in that big block in a convertible, it's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, it's rare.
And I love to drive them because you hear the 440 so good, because you don't have a hard top on the car, so you're listening to your exhaust when you're driving one of these 440 convertibles down the road. So.
Look at all these signs.
I know the signs are cool.
I love the signs.
Oh man, I've sold out of here 3 or 4 years ago.
Still hanging in the crate. We just got a lead on one of those, almost identical to that.
Go
and
get it,
and it
man.
was in the crate.
Yeah.
It was crated up, and the guy, like, he sent us a picture of it, and then he sent us a picture of it hanging up, and he had taken it out of the crate.
Oh, he should have kept it in the
boy.
crate. I didn't have the heart, and it just lit up. It's been.
I would
working
do
ever
it just
since.
like that. So when we were at that Richmond auction, they had a bunch of them that were still crated like that. Yeah, it was
People
pretty
get
cool.
into that too, yeah.
You know, I learned a lot at that auction because I'd never
yeah.
really bought signs, and I didn't buy any of those signs, but it was really neat to see
Well,
to
originally,
the extent.
when I first put the museum in, I bought tons of neon. I sold out hundreds of thousands of dollars of neon in here a few years ago. Why? Because the neon, as you develop, or I did the museum, I wanted it to be a true 70 dealership look. Well, neon wasn't in them in 1970. That was 50s and 60s stuff. So I sold off most all the neon, except for just a couple, and then I had a couple made, you know, up here. But everything else in here is the real deal stuff.
Gotcha.
This is all NASCAR stuff up here, and that was back in the day. So, and then
Such a cool
a
building.
lot of
though.
these, the circles up here, all this was a lot of come out of Giuliano's collection. And that's real deal stuff. So that's
Yeah.
why I hung it up. And it almost looks neon itself hanging up there.
Absolutely.
And
Just
so-
the building itself is
Oh, it's
amazing.
cool.
Well, there's
you
an
know,
old
the whole
Chevrolet
brick,
dealership.
all the brick and everything is just so awesome.
I didn't have the heart to change out windows. I said, you know what, it may not be as energy efficient, but you know what, it's the real deal.
Yeah.
And all the we just steam powered off the walls and left it alone.
I think it's perfect.
There's a Tommy boy. He sent me a bunch of stuff after he bought the car.
Yeah, that car was at McCacken, the
Yeah.
satellite convertible.
Yeah, this is home base. And
Nice looking paintings, man. That's really cool. I like that.
yeah, you hadn't seen them yet. I've got the originals downstairs. I bought a lot of Irvine's originals and Dave Snyder's originals. They were down in the hallway. Now these are just blown ups of them.
I like his
But,
nameplate on his desk.
But yeah, this is Brown Central. Hey, get that right there. Oh, what?
Head honcho.
So 1970s.
That's rad.
Oh, this is cool.
And the guitars were cool because Gibson came down here years ago and they did a car guitar theme. And they matched up these guitars to the cars I had. And then they photoed them for some brochures or whatever. And then at the end of the day, they said, would you like to have them? I said, yes. So they just donated them to the museum after they did the work. And so
It's a lifetime. This is a lifetime.
there's so much stuff, man. All these shows in Europe we went to. And,
Yeah.
just collect.
Yeah.
But at this point in life, I've really cut back the collecting. You see, I don't have another wall to put it on. So.
You have to get rid of something to bring something in.
This is all them pins and all they gave it, the Chrysler stuff over in Europe, and so it goes on and on.
Very cool.
That's Richard Petty's uniform that he won the, I think it was 65 or 6 Daytona 500.
Are you good buddies with him?
Yeah, I know him pretty well. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say best of friends, but he
No,
knows who I am.
Yeah, you guys have been friends for a few years, or have known each other for a few years. Yeah. I've met him, or we met him at Mecum, or didn't really meet him, but he took some pictures and stuff like that. And then he was Kelderman knows Kyle and they're friends, and they do a lot of charity stuff. And then the Joe Dirt car, Kelderman and I owned together. So we had met. He sat in the car, took pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
So he's always seems to be a good sport with that
He
kind of
is, he
stuff.
absolutely is. One award I got that I really liked back in the day. Well, actually, that's Pam and I back when we were younger. But Lee Iacocca award back in the day, and back when he was up and going. Oh, that's when I bought the K&K. It definitely look a little different now.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Well, this is Alton, and Alton takes care of everything here. He keeps them polished. He keeps them running. I can't do it without him. He's a Chevrolet guy. It's the only problem I got with him. So.
I'm a recovered Chevrolet guy, so recovered.
He's a veteran. He went and he went to Vietnam back, I don't know, what year was you there?
72.
72.
72. My uncle was there in 72.
How good day. Yeah, we were chatting a little bit ago. I said, well,
We appreciate you, bud.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Made it back. Made it back.
You don't look old enough to be in Vietnam, though, to be honest.
Well, I'm one of them old whippersnappers.
Yeah, but you don't look it.
You don't look it. Dang!
I know it. I mean,
Wow.
I wish I could get them kind of G's, you know. And then Eric here is one of our volunteers. He's here almost every Saturday, and we can't run the place without guys like Eric.
Are you the one that I talked to online
Yes.
a little bit? Okay, all right, because you had
Good
reached
morning.
out. And I didn't want to overpromise online and say, oh, we're coming, and all of a sudden we don't show up and somebody's mad at us. So
It worked out good.
I mentioned, like, yeah, we're planning on it. It just depends on how that car runs. But it ran flawless.
Yeah,
Literally. It was
And
a
he-
great drive.
He's a Mopar guy too. Tell him what you got real quick.
A12 Superbird.
Oh.
That's a favorite.
And it's green too, isn't it?
It's green.
Spring green.
Spring
Oh,
green.
that's even better.
even better. Yeah. I love spring green and 4-speeds.
Yep.
So
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
That color
awesome.
and 4-speeds. And you get
yeah. What color interior?
Black.
Black. Okay. All right. Sweet. And that's not here, I would imagine, because it's
No.
raining out.
No,
so
I've
you
been
didn't
trying to
bring
get
that
him to
down.
bring it and put it in here for a little. He's going to do it at some point.
He said when we make the change up, we're going to do it.
Yeah, I can mix it up a
change.
little in here. Let's
So-
take a quick look at this. Why it ain't raining? Yeah, I know the car.
It almost looks tawny gold
Yeah, it
because they
does.
painted it a shade darker.
Yeah,
If it had a little
Nice.
green in it,
yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, I
But-
remember that.
it has that, and then this door I think was painted at some point. But I mean, it drives literally like flawless.
Oh, you're gonna get lots of attention going
I
down
mean,
the road. Oh, look at them Charger formats.
Just a nice,
You don't
nice
want to get rid
driving
of
car.
those. So,
You know, some of the stuff I'm surprised he didn't keep because there's some parts in the trunk and everything that he just let it go with it, and he's getting another one. He just didn't want to restore this one because he felt that it was a nice, good driver. Might as well buy one either nicer or one that he can restore that he spends less on.
and he's a lifetime member here at the museum. He comes and hangs
He told
out
us.
with Yep, and he's been here quite a few times with this car.
Yeah, super guy.
Kind of hate to see it leave there.
Super guy.
But I
Super
get
guy.
it.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun one to
Hey,
travel on.
it doesn't have to leave the area.
You got me on that one, didn't you?
There's a few trades in there. You guys are all traders.
Yeah, we are.
Look, it's a jet ski that's a bike.
Sea-Doo.
No way. A jet ski that's a bike?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that somewhere.
I feel like I've seen it too.
That's pretty cool, man.
Does it go in the water? One time. One time?
It'll go one time.
That's wild.
Oh, yeah.
So this is an old dealership?
Yes.
Is it an old Chrysler dealership?
No, Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
Yeah, actually, my brother and I came here and bought a Z28 back in 1977 or somewhere along there, back in the day. Yeah, it's a toy here. I bought that at Meekum just to take down to the beach and have fun with.
Have fun with.
Well, you saw
These don't get the love they deserve.
No, but you know, Stefan up there that owns Mackin, he and his other guys, he picked this as his favorite car to show. He just flipped out over because you don't ever see them.
No, you don't.
And that's a Survivor 401 4-speed with air. And that,
In
that
black.
In black.
Which is unbelievable.
Original paint and everything on it. And, so.
This is my favorite car of your whole collection.
Well, I
personally.
wonder why.
But not based on like value or anything like that. Not that it's not a extremely valuable car, but it's one of two, and it's the only automatic. So
Yeah.
and I've seen them both. They're just amazing
And
cars.
finally this year at Mackin, which is a great show, gosh, those of you who've not been there, that needs to get on.
Get on
if
your
you're a car
bucket
guy,
list.
you got to go. And finally to see the two Chargers sitting side by side was pretty cool because they only made two of them in a 446 pack. You know, there's a few other pink Chargers, obviously, but not with 446 packs. I like this one. I'm a C-stripe fan. It just gives it a flow and a classy look on it. And,
Because the other one's a butt stripe with
With a wing, yep.
a luggage rack, right?
no
Doesn't
wing.
it have a luggage
It's
rack?
got a wing on it.
Is it a wing?
Yep.
I thought it was a luggage rack. Okay.
And it's a 4-speed, and it's cool. Wade Ogle owns it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a wonderful. He owns the pink Hemi cuda
Yep.
there too,
Yep.
which is
The
a
4-speed.
gorgeous machine.
Yes,
And,
the
but-
Survivor. It's a Survivor. It's a beautiful car.
But I think that event, we sponsored it and we had a blast doing it. I don't know that that'll ever be forgotten. The colors of the sassy and the pink mixed together.
Yeah.
It just grabbed you.
Just
The
like
minute you
that right
walked
there,
in.
right next to it.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Then Alton over here, he is a Mopar guy. I mean, he's got this big C-body sitting here, convertible. He actually restored it himself. He painted it and
Beautiful.
everything. And we have kind of a deal on this. I bought this car locally back in the day, and Survivor, and he just, one day I was chatting with Alton. I said, you know what, Alton? Why don't we make a deal? Why don't you just, here's the title, you go restore it. But if you ever sell it, I want it back. So he's restored it, and it's a fun ride.
It looks like it'd drive good.
Oh, this thing floats down the road. All them big C-bodies.
Yeah.
do.
This is another one that I never liked until recently.
Yep, they growing on
Yeah,
me
they
now.
grew on
That's
me,
why I
especially
told-
the big grills.
Yep. The big dashes in them. It's just cool. And I bought that from an original owner not long ago. Went up to Illinois and got it. I'm a fan of these. I got another one too, a black one that's a total Survivor, and that's a 90% Survivor there. These things that keep coming up in value too.
Oh yeah.
And here's my old, I remember we was talking about the K&K a while ago. Well, this is I call it my kid car. This is what I drove in high school. And still got it to this day.
So this is on the never for sale list too. This
Yeah,
is like up there with
it'd be
your
hard to
dad.
get this one out there. And,
I figured as much.
So back in the day, like I said earlier, I watched the K&K race with my father, and then finally when I got old enough to drive, I found this thing at Talladega at the race. Now that's 75. I graduated in 76. So but now imagine this, sea of cars. You see this one all the way at the end because it just stands up by the hill. So I went down there and I waited on the guy to come out of the racetrack. No, it ain't for sale. And I
That's
said,
like the
well,
first answer. No,
I
it ain't
get
for
it, you know, but I said, I tell you what I want to do, and I've done this several times and it's worked, and you might keep this in mind too. Sometimes they don't want to sell them. I put my number in the dash. It don't get lost that way. And it's always in their mind, oh, that phone number, if I want to sell it, it's there. Sure enough, a few months later, are you serious? I said, yep. So I go up to Gastonia, North Carolina, fly up there and drive
Dang.
this thing home. And then I've had it all these years.
That's the best, to fly in and drive them home.
Yep. I drove this thing to the Chelsea proving grounds back in the day up in Michigan. I mean, I drove it everywhere. And I put a 271 gear ratio in it and got 18 miles a gallon back there because I couldn't afford gas too much. I had to make it go. But it would get good gas mileage because of the aerodynamics and all of it.
Yeah.
I did paint it, and I painted it back in the day. And sure, you can see where it's got some grit in it because I painted it in my garage.
Oh yeah.
And then I put all this pinstriping on it and the Hemi on it and the 426 on the hood like Isaac's car. But I'll never restore it as long as I live. That was me back
Yep.
then.
Yep.
And I can take this car like you're doing with your 70 Charger,
Drive it anywhere.
go anywhere, and it's just solid.
So this belonged to Jordan.
Yep.
He got it from
Yep.
Scott Lindsay.
And then Jordan called me and he said, I know you're a big B-body. Well, we'd chatted before. We know each
super
other.
guy.
And I said, well, yeah, I did. I've always said I'd like to have the car. It's just when Scott had it, the price just didn't fit to where I could restore it. And but Jordan, due to the unfortunate situation, he just wanted it gone.
Yeah. He doesn't like bad. He calls it bad juju.
Yep.
Once it
that's
gets
what he
bad
called
juju,
it.
he's
That's what he
gone.
called
It's
it.
gone. So pretty much almost everything car related, he's sold.
Yeah.
For that reason. So
Well, it's just a hell of a car, and it deserves a restoration. So the car wasn't running for years. When Scott had it, it wasn't running. It didn't have a drive shaft in it, no exhaust manifolds. I guess everybody just figured it wouldn't run. So we made the deal with Jordan, very favorable deal, which I appreciate that out of it.
yeah.
And
He's very fair.
so I said, just send it straight to Roger Gibson. And I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna see if it'll crank. Well, Roger, the thing running the next day, and then put a draft shaft in it, and the car runs beautiful. And then nobody knew it.
Right.
I mean, I drive this about as good as your 70 Charger. I think it'd go anywhere. And but what's cool about it is, the rear louver. Well, we can actually do this. You can see all the options it's got, but you just don't see many that's this color, sunroof, and with all those options like that, right?
Especially the sunroof.
Yep.
The sunroof is very, very
Then you mix
few are
that,
made with sunroofs.
mix it with an air grabber.
Right.
On a 383 car, which you probably didn't see a lot of air grabber 383 cars. And your louvers and your spoilers. Your color combination, white interior.
3-color car, the black, the white, and the green.
And then your painted bumper package. I mean, you could imagine this thing restored, it would just knock your eyes out. And yeah, it's a 383 car, but the options and the color make it something special to a point. You can put some money in this one. You won't get a 446 pack price out of it, but you might come close with the color combination of it. So.
But a car like this looks amazing in your museum.
It does.
If it was
we
restored.
put it up there. People just
Even unrestored.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they
You
love
know?
looking at the way it is.
Yeah.
And the car's not rusty. The worst part's this door. We've already got a door for it, and quarter panels have got a little bit in the lower, but all your inner stuff and your trunk's perfect. Absolutely perfect in the car. So. But she just cranks up and runs like she wants to go everywhere. Set of polyglass tires, it needs to be on something somewhere.
Yeah, that's a nice car. We were almost going to do a deal on this. Again, timing.
Yeah,
Timing.
Timing
Timing's everything.
has everything to do with everything that we do with cars.
Yeah.
There's times you just can't do it, and there's other times, yeah, I'll make it happen.
Especially at an auction.
Yeah.
You want this car and it's on Friday, but you really want this car on Saturday and you can't buy them
But you
both.
can't buy them both.
So you wait for the one on Saturday, you don't even get that car, and you watch this one sell for a song. So
True, that's true.
people don't realize that. They go, why didn't you buy that? That was such a deal. Well, I was waiting on this other car that I didn't end up getting, but you know, that's the
That's the
trade-off.
game you got to play.
Right.
The chance you got to take.
Right.
And, then over here, a gentleman donated this Daytona, the original owner, and we're getting it running. It runs. We just haven't run it in a while. And over behind is a Chrysler boat. And a lot of people don't even know Chrysler made boats, but
A
that
lot of people
actually,
don't know that they made Daytonas.
No, but they did.
Yeah.
And these little things are fun
85 to
drive.
86, 87?
Yeah. Yep, 87.
Yeah.
And it's turboed, and it will go.
My brother from another mother, Dan, loves these cars.
Oh, these things they're not super valued, but they are beginning to get a following.
He just loves them because he loves cars and he loves.
I know the
this
the
era of
interior and
car.
the dash and all is cool in these things.
Yeah, this
Then-
is a Survivor.
Yeah, it's Survivor, 100%. We got a blown out tire over here. We get fixing to put a new one on it, and then you got the Chrysler boat, and guess what motor's in that?
Was there a 3 or 440? A Hemi?
340.
Oh, 340.
340.
Okay.
They call it a Super B. They got Super B decal on
Oh,
one of the
okay.
340.
Wait a minute, we saw.
I've-
Didn't we find a motor that in? Was that you?
I don't know if it was me.
No.
I don't
think
remember
there
a
was
boat
one because
motor.
it had a weird air cleaner or manifold.
They
or
have weird
something.
exhaust manifolds.
Yeah, was it Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
beauty.
that's pretty.
Yeah, that's Alton's Chevrolet.
Oh, Alton, I like your taste for Chevrolet, bud. That's a beauty.
He totally restored it in this shop.
Ah, you did a good job, bud.
Painted in here, everything.
Wow, that's a beautiful car.
He's fixing to take it to the World of Wheels in Birmingham in about 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know how you must have just wiped it down. Because this thing looks super nice. I mean, not that it wouldn't, but I mean, usually black.
See the motor?
You got a layer of dust before you even leave the door, you know?
Yeah. Well,
God, what a beauty.
he's touched every inch of this one, body work and all. He used to build a lot of vehicles for World of Wheels, his own stuff, so he's doing it again.
Nice job, bud. Beautiful
It's pretty.
car.
Yeah,
I
real
told him,
pretty.
okay, when you put the Firestones on it, it can go in the museum. But I'm not a B.F. Goodrich fan. Oh man.
What's
So-
so good about it? You know what he did? He got me some Firestone.
Well, the Limelight Charger we bought down in Kissimmee had
Right.
Firestones on it. I'm like, who would put Firestones on a Mopar? They didn't come on it. But anyway, I said, you got a set of Firestones, put them on that.
This looks like the Joe Dirt, you know, like the
I've
one
actually
that
got
Kid
that
Rock
model,
was.
yeah. And that's a 4,000.
Because that's the right color combo and
It
everything.
is. I've got a model of it, Joe Dirt deal.
The actual original one is in the Brothers collection.
Is it?
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw it, but we had one that had red interior, so we sold it, but to go with the Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
But at some point, we'd like to put one of these with it. I'm sure.
This
Kelvin
one's a
would.
cool one here. It's a 4,000 mile car. So
That's like the same thing with the one in the Joe Dirt one is actually like a 2,000 mile car or something like that. It's really low
Really low.
miles like that.
we even have the original tires upstairs. Those are just some we put on it. years ago, but boy, these things drive good.
They do.
You'd be surprised.
No, they do drive good.
Especially an untouched Survivor. They're just
Yeah.
solid down the road.
Look at that
They're
interior.
quick,
I know.
you know. So we just got it fired back up a few days ago. Alton's been detailing around on it, getting ready. We put this in the museum too from time to time because there's an age group that loves these.
They love these, especially the age group coming up.
Yeah. You can open it up.
You know, everything's generational.
It is, but the interior's still mint. Dash is all mint. And, bought it locally. It was right here local. The guy I bought it from, he's just begging to get it back because that ain't happening.
Not yet. I'm good.
You sure?
Okay. But we're gonna go to my house on the way out. And
The
show you that.
addiction is real. So when people come on and do either sell us a car or do a video, you know, we appreciate the involvement. The wealth of knowledge that you shared with our viewers was
That's fun.
very, very difficult to find a guy that knows as much as you do about this stuff. So anyway, brought you some shirts and a hat. We couldn't travel with everything, so I'm going to send a care package with 3 jackets, one for each one of you, since you guys all participated. So you'll get that in about a week.
Okay.
But here's the hat,
Well, thank you. That's cool.
and
I
there's
like
a shirt for you.
There's
And this is
large.
this is our barn find shirt. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, you actually got shirts for different things then.
This is the first time we did a commemorative.
Oh, that's cool.
So those
man.
are all the cars we took to McCacken for the barn finds.
Oh, yeah, I saw them all up there. That's
Yeah.
even better.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Let's turn on some lights. Well, they came on anyway, but I'm gonna flip on some more.
Dang.
Get some lights on.
Was that car built with a black vinyl top and a white billboard?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's the only one built.
I can imagine. I love white billboards.
Dang. That's cool.
Yeah, that is super sweet.
That is, obviously Hemi.
Yeah,
4-speed. Leather seats.
59.
Power windows.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. 4-speed power window,
Leather
3-color car, Hemi,
Yep.
71
I
cuda.
think it's 12. How many miles is on it? It's not a lot of miles either. And this car, you remember the 71 Hemi Charger 4-speed over there with the white interior? We looked at a lot of cars, but
71 Hemi
yeah,
Charger.
the one sitting next to the yellow 69. We look at it.
Yes.
This car and that car was owned by the same guy in Texas years ago, and it was in CarCraft magazine. And so both of them are in CarCraft magazine. I wish I had the magazine to show you, but it's funny to see the 2 cars reunited in the same, back together
Same
again,
collection.
And who would ever thought that would have happened?
Right.
Because they were apart for years and years.
Right.
And so it's one repaint car, original interior. I mean,
Did Gibson paint this too?
yep, Gibson painted it. And,
Does he do all your stuff for the most part?
Gibson has done most all of my stuff. Let me give you a little story on Gibson real quick.
Okay.
All right, you've seen the correct restorations in the last 20 years. He and I, we started that. We had a plum crazy purple 70 Challenger RT convertible, white interior, every option. Alabama car, grease all over the suspension. Gibson had just completed the copper Daytona that I sold at Meekum for Otis Chandler in California, and I got to noticing the car. I said, you know what, I want to let me send you a car. He was a Corvette restorer.
He was a Corvette. Scott Smith told me a little bit about this.
And so I sent him the Challenger convertible out there, and a few weeks later I started getting pictures back when he started, the grease coming off the suspension and all that, and I'm like, oh, all these crazy markings. We Mopar guys, we'd put correct hoses and pot of glass tires on them, thought we had a restored car.
Right.
You know, thanks to him, when he took it apart, he did it like Corvettes, he found all this stuff. So I'm all happy. So a year and a half later, when it's all done, we're going to the Mopar Nationals. He was smart. He said, I want to judge it. He says, no, they ain't ready for this. Nobody had seen it. So he said, let's just take it up there, put it on jacks and show the world. And then we even had people come up and would look in the book showing the correct old markings, and the new ones we replaced, which is just like them, and said, you could fake all that. We don't believe this. And so, funny though, magazines did a story on it. Next year, there must have been 15 clones of them out there on the lineup, all exactly like the suspension on ours, which it wouldn't be that because every suspension and every different factory would have got different, whatever paint they had that day or whatever. But that's where you started seeing the correct restorations was where he started with Otis Chandler and then myself, and that's where it kicked off. So then everybody had to do it from then on.
Now it has to be perfect because of you guys.
Yeah. I even had people at Mopar Nationals was kind of pissed because now we got to re-restore the car. I'm like, well, you know what? Nobody paid this any attention, and now we know that there was a lot of check marks and X's and O's on these things. And that's where it all started. But yeah, this car here is, I think, is maybe one of the creme de la creme of the 71s in the hardtop world. You know, you got convertibles worth. You know, I'm not even sure a convertible should be worth 4 times what a hardtop is.
I agree with that.
Maybe half again. But this is the only one built. The broadcast sheet, when I first saw the broadcast sheet on it, I'm like, this is a white billboard car. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a red car with a white billboard. And as far as we know, no, there's not another. But you never say never in this Mopar world. Never. But the billboard cars are the most desirables of them. And because I don't know how many was made, there's not a lot of them that actually were real billboard cars.
Right. Yeah, that was the interesting thing about the one we found in South Texas is it was a real billboard car, and those are the original billboards that are on it.
Yep.
Which is unusual.
So they're cool when they have it, and to see this kind of options now. Option spoilers, everything you could want on it, and non-power steering with power windows. Now figure that one out.
A one of one.
Yeah, definitely a one of one.
I mean, for other reasons too, but
yeah. But no, the car is just it's a 12,000 mile car, and it's just had everything it's got everything going for it you could want. The dual racing mirrors, the whole works, painted bumpers. It's got all the good stuff. It got a repaint when the gentleman Texas owned it, because I get it confused. You got a place in Texas.
Yeah.
We found it when we stripped the car down. He must have hit a mailbox down the quarter panel. Just scraped it. Well, he went back and painted the car red with no billboard, dropped off the vinyl top, so everybody that knew the car, it didn't look like this. And then when we got into the broadcast sheets, that when we're going to paint it, this goes back on, the vinyl top goes back on, but he said he didn't want, the old gentleman that owned it, he didn't want it advertised Hemi everywhere he went down the side of the car. So cool machine.
Very cool.
And,
very cool.
I've had some pretty serious offers on it, but I don't want to sell it.
It'd be a tough one to sell.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one because you're not going to get another one. Another 12,000 miler with leather and power and all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So other than the K&K, this is probably
second.
The second
or
in the
tied.
Yeah, whatever.
So it's up there.
Yeah, it's up there somewhere.
That's a beautiful car, man.
This is a
car.
The
color.
B7.
Another 3-color car.
Yep.
Actually, a houndstooth. So is it salt and pepper or is it houndstooth? Because I keep
call
asking
it
everybody
houndstooth.
that. I call it
I know
both,
it's Chevrolet, but anyway, this car here I bought way back in the late 70s, and my wife Pam and I, we dated in this car. So it ain't.
So this is a never ever.
And Andrew up at Apex did the car in it's a good old Southern car, no rust. I drove it for years and years and years because it was an Air 440 car. You're not going to run around Alabama without some air conditioning down here, or Georgia either. So
humid.
So I got him to restore it a few years ago, and again, I told him, I said, I want to drive it. Well, everything he does is so over the top, you almost don't want to get them out and go down the road. But we do drive them, but not on a Saturday night when it might rain. So, but I do like it's B7. You don't see a lot of B7 cars, but dang, they're pretty.
They are.
And out in the sunlight.
Especially with white.
Yeah. And so
but it's an RT and it's a column shift.
Yep. With the buddy seat now.
With the buddy
your girlfriend sat by.
Yeah.
That's
bought
important. Back in the day, that was important. Today, they don't want to sit that close to you, so but anyway. And of course, it's non-Mopar, but it's something that Pam wanted, and I said, okay. Well,
you want it, we're gonna get it.
Occasionally we do. And then another B7 car is the 711
Wow,
Charger.
look at that.
And this one was restored by Apex. His father restored this one. And so Andrew comes with some good bloodline as far as restoration work.
I like talking to him when I'm at the show.
This is a keeper too. The color combination is just killer. And like we talked earlier, color seems to be everything. So, and especially
B7 with white, B7 with white on the vinyl top and the ounces on the, man, what a stunner combo. Collection of 2 cars. God, it's pretty.
And when we have the car shows here, this is where we all, car guys, we all hang out in here and we have a good time.
Absolutely.
Our trips to Europe with the K&K is what inspired this building, because
This
Europe,
building's
you see
amazing.
This kind of stuff, and we came back and we said, we're gonna build this.
So the house was here, and then you guys added this on to match the house, because it looks like it was built
He
together.
built it like Mount Vernon, Mr. Russell did, and so it's why it looks like something you see before. Because if you ever seen Mount Vernon, George Washington's home, it's built just like it, and but none of this was back here.
Right.
We built all this as time went on, and we've been fortunate enough to have governors and senators and everybody else in here. I used to be real political. I run from it now. I don't know. It's just it's frustrating these days.
So,
All righty, guys. I'll tell you what. I've had a great day.
we've had a blast. We feel like we really got to experience everything Wellborn car related. So we really appreciate it.
I'm glad you came.
I thank you.
Well,
I really thank you, because we've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah, we have.
And the only bummer is that Pam wasn't here.
I know. I wish she had been here. It would have been blasted.
Yeah, if it would have been more planned out, but that's our life. Is not. I mean, we just go where the cars send us, right?
That's
So
what you got to do.
at the end of the day, we might on Thursday we don't have any plans for the weekend, and then Thursday night we're on a flight to Georgia, and then we try to figure out how we can make the best of the trip.
Well, keep it up. Keep finding them and keep saving them. That's what I want you to do. And someday you might find one that I'm gonna beat you to.
And I look forward to it, because at the end of the day, let's get them all out.
That's right.
Let's get them into circulation.
All right,
And so
gentlemen,
we
let's get y'all
appreciate
on the
you.
way to Texas.
Yes, we appreciate you, bud. We are in Alabama in a 70 Charger, 383 4-speed, leaving Wellborn's. This is going to be an even more epic trip.
That ride, ain't it?
We love
I
that.
didn't see it, and I love
That
it.
car like this was more than new ones worth.
I'm with you, 100%. We just bought it a couple hours ago. We're driving it to California.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.